Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Rinnegan Naruto in fairy tale. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by SNAZZYCAKE101 and link in the description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. Now Naruto. Sasuke shouted, leaping towards Kagaya and stretching out his left arm, revealing the yin seal on his palm. Naruto mimicked Sasuke's actions and prepared to seal away the rabbit princess for good. Naruto stretched out his right arm, revealing the yang seal on his right palm. But to their surprise, Kagaya unleashed another one her deadly black rods and rammed it into Sasuke's gut while Naruto watched in shock and horror. Sasuke! Naruto shouted frantically, rushing over to his best friend, catching Sasuke's limp body in his arms. From afar, Sakura and Kakashi stared in equal shock. Naruto landed on the ground, he gently lay Sasuke down and knelt beside him. Sasuke. Sakura called out his name and knelt right beside Naruto. Kakashi stood behind his two students with a saddened face. Hold on, I'll heal you, Sasuke. Sakura said, placing her two hands on Sasuke, one hand on top of the other. Her hands began glowing a bright green and began trying to heal with him with her medical ninjutsu. But Sasuke grabbed her hand, stopping the healing process. Don't waste your chakra, Sakura, it's completely pointless. He said. But still, I have to heal you, Sasuke. Sakura said tearfully. Sasuke released her hand and cupped her face with his own and smiled warmly. Don't cry, Sakura, it's okay. I have to atone for all of the horrible crimes I've committed in the past. Sasuke reassured. I'm sorry for all that I've done, I hope you can forgive me. Sasuke apologized with guilt in his voice, but Sakura smiled and pulled him in for a hug. You've already been forgiven, Sasuke. She said, and let's go, Sasuke. Before I go, I have something I want to give to Naruto. He said. Naruto, give me your left hand. Sasuke said. Naruto did as he was told and stuck out his left hand, holding it out with his palm open. Sasuke took Naruto's left and placed his own left hand on top of Naruto's left palm. After a while, Sasuke finally took his hand off. Now, take a good look at your left hand. Sasuke chuckled and smirked. Naruto, Sakura and Kakashi all noticed that the yin seal on Sasuke's left palm was no longer there. Sasuke. What happened to your seal? Naruto asked. That's why I said take a good look at your left palm. Sasuke chuckled again. Heeding Sasuke's advice, Naruto looked at his hand and saw that the yin seal that Sasuke possessed was now on his left hand. Now that you have the full power of the Sage of Six Paths, Kagaya should stand no chance against you, it's all up to you now, Naruto. Sasuke said before fading away, much like how their enemy now turned ally and friend Obito died. Thank you, Sasuke, I promise, I'll seal her away for good. Naruto resolved. Sakura wept into Naruto's shoulder and he hugged her, comforting her, tears gently falling down his own face. Naruto finally released Sakura from their emotional hug, he got up from his knees and stood confidently, giving Kagaya a deadly death glare. I'm gonna kill you. Naruto shouted angrily, Kagaya simply laughed, come and get me. She tempted. Naruto charged towards her, suddenly appearing behind her and giving her a powerful kick to the back. Kagaya screamed in pain, ugh, such strength. No matter. I'll kill him, she thought, unleashing another rod and attempting to stab Naruto with it. However, Naruto dodged her attack effortlessly, Kagaya grunted in frustration and tried aiming at Naruto again, failing again however. I think it's time I put you down. Naruto shouted and threw a powerful punch to her face. Naruto formed a Rasengan and charged it into Kagaya, who is screaming her lungs out. Naruto flew away, taking another glance at the rabbit princess, he flew back down towards her, this time holding out both palms, preparing to finally seal her away for good. Oh no. This isn't good. Kagaya thought frantically, trying to use her teleportation jutsu to avoid the sealing, it was working, but unfortunately at the wrong timing. As Naruto has already made contact with her, placing both palms on her shoulder, finally sealing her away. But Naruto gets caught in her teleportation and is sucked in the vortex created by the teleportation. Sakura gasped, Naruto. She shouted, Kakashi, where do you think he is? Sakura asked her sensei nervously. Kakashi sighed and looked at her sadly. Sakura started getting really worried. I don't know, Sakura, we just gotta hope that wherever he is, that he'll be okay and that he'll somehow come back to us. Kakashi answered. He too was worried about his student. Sakura sighed, seeing her, Kakashi pulled her in for embrace, allowing her to sob into his vest. Naruto got up slowly, observing his surroundings, taking in everything he saw and also noticing a dead Kagaya on the ground, who is now slowly beginning to fade away. Just where the hell am I? Naruto wondered in his thought, he was in a forest filled with wildlife. I can't sense anyone's chakra anymore, what the hell is going on? Naruto wondered again, starting to get suspicious. He approached a riverbank and sat down, he groaned. Just how the hell am I supposed to get back? He sat down, with his hand resting on his knee and stared at his reflection on the river water, noticing his Rinnegan. I guess, now that I have the Yin seal, I now have full power of the 6 paths. But I better deactivate this mode, he thought. Maybe I should ask Kurama, Naruto thought, entering his mindscape where his fox residence slept. Hey, Kurama, Naruto called out in his mind, waking up the fox's slumber. What do you want, kid? Kurama replied nonchalantly. Do you know where we are? Naruto asked. Well, you can be sure as hell we're not in the elemental nations anymore, Kurama said. Do you know if there is a way to get back? Naruto asked again. Without someone who can use the teleportation technique, you're stuck here forever, and since Kakashi doesn't have his Sharingan anymore and since Kagaya is dead, you're stuck, Kurama replied. Naruto sighed, finally deactivating his mode and returning back to normal. Then I guess I should walk around and take a look, he thought, returning to reality. So he got up and started strolling around the forest. Chapter 2. Naruto looked around, observing his surroundings as he strolled around the forest. It was not long before he heard a loud and huge explosion. Sensing that something was wrong, he speed up and rushed over towards the explosion, entering Nine Tails chakra mode to get there faster. In the midst of the explosion, a girl with white hair tied in a high ponytail, she wore a skimpy sleeveless shirt that had motifs, with a short skirt that was held by a belt that had a skull buckle, and thigh-high boots. Her name was Marahin. She cradled her broken arm. It had been broken when she was caught off guard by Beast, which was really her brother Elfman, who had tried using the takeover magic on the King of Beasts. But, that was no longer her brother, the Beast has overtaken him, its will has taken over, and now all that's left was a vicious monster that craved nothing but destruction. Marahin stared at the Beast, tears bursting of her eyes. She was joined by another girl, who had the same white hair as Marahin, but was much shorter, her hair only reached to the nape of her neck. Lysanda came running down frantically, upon seeing her older sister sitting on the ground holding a broken arm. She was the youngest of the Strauss siblings. Lysanda noticed the Beast, she knew it was her brother, which was the reason why instead of backing away in utter fear like most people would have, she calmly walked up to the Beast. She held out her arms, as if to welcome a hug from the Beast. Elf Naichen, it's okay, it's me. Your sister, Mira, is here too. Now why don't you come back and we can all go home together? Lysanda said, smiling. No, Lysanda. Get out of there. Please. Mira pleaded tearfully, but her cries fell on deaf ears. It's okay, we still love you. Lysanda said, ignoring her sister's pleas. The Beast, however, raised its arm in preparation to swat Lysanda away. No. Lysanda. Mira cried as she tried to stand up with all her might, but only fell once more. Mira looked in horror, she didn't want her sister to die, and yet here she is, watching helplessly as her sister was about to die. Someone. Please. Save her. Mira pleaded, gritting her teeth in fear. We still love you, big brother. Lysanda said, still standing in front of her transformed brother, not knowing that an arm was about to swing down and sawed her away like a fly. Lysanda. Mira shouted once more as the Beast's arm finally came and seemingly swatting Lysanda away. Mira looked down, crying her heart out, please. Someone. Help. Mira pleaded again. And this time, her cries were heard as a flash of golden yellow light appeared and seemingly carrying away Lysanda in a quick flash, preventing her from dying. Mira stared in shock and relief, Lysanda too was shocked to the core. A golden human-like figure held her in strong muscular arms. Lysanda looked up to see who her savior was. He had spiky blonde hair that was flaring like flames, he had whisker marks on his face, 3 on each side. His whole body was engulfed in a golden coat. Mira and Lysanda could only stare and gape in shock. What a brilliant golden light. Mira thought in awe. With Lysanda safe from harm, the blonde-hair boy set Lysanda down gently on her feet, making sure she was alright. The boy gave her a warm friendly smile, his eyes held only kindness. Are you okay? He asked, but Lysanda was still in utter shock. It took her a while before she could snap out of her awe. Why yeah, thank you. Lysanda thanked gratefully. That's good, I'm glad you're okay. He replied. Who are you? Mira asked as he and Lysanda walked over to her. Naruto was about to answer her, but the Beast let out a thundering roar. Wait, can you just knock it unconscious? It's our brother, please, if you do, he'll return to normal. Mira pleaded. Naruto gave her a thumbs up and a grin, sure thing. Mira smiled, Lysanda smiled too. The sisters embraced each other in a tearful hug. Please, don't ever do that again, what would I do if I lost you? Mira said, okay. Lysanda replied tearfully and released herself from the hug and turned to her savior. Sorry about this. Naruto apologized, charging towards it, leaping high in the air, above the Beast and came flying down, and delivered a powerful roundhouse kick to the back of its head, knocking the Beast out for good. He knocked it out with just a kick. Lysanda said, yeah, he must be crazy strong. Mira replied in equal shock as Lysanda. The Beast fell over on its knees and then fell down to the ground and finally began reverting back to its human form. On the ground was a young muscular man with the same white hair as the sisters, lying unconscious. Mira and Lysana rushed over their unconscious brother. Naruto deactivates Nine Tails chakra mode and walks over to the Strauss siblings. "Who are you?" Mira asked Naruto Uzumaki. He answered, giving them a thumbs up. He still wore his orange-black jacket with orange pants, basically his outfit he usually wears. Somehow it had gotten repaired during the teleportation jutsu, so he won't be needing a new outfit. He seems like a really kind person, Mira thought and smiled. "Thank you, Naruto, if it weren't for you, my sister would have been dead." Mira thanked gratefully. "Well, what's your name?" Naruto asked. "My name is Mirahan, but you can just call me Mira. This is my sister Lysana, and this is my brother Elfman." Mira introduced. Naruto laughed. "Well, nice to meet you," he said. He then noticed Mira cradling her arm, which seems like to be broken. "We better heal that broken arm of yours," Naruto said. Mira looked confused, and so did Lysana. "What do you mean heal my broken arm?" she asked curiously. But Naruto responded with a friendly laugh. "It's okay, you'll see what I mean," Naruto said. Mira sighed. Naruto giggled and walked over to Mira. He knelt down beside her, the side with her broken arm. Naruto placed his right palm which held the yang seal on her broken arm. "I wonder what he is doing, but I guess I can trust him," Mira thought. "All done, try moving your arm," Naruto said, taking his palm away from her arm. Mira did what he said and tried moving her broken arm. Much to her surprise, her arm felt much better, and when she moved it all over the place, it didn't hurt at all. "Did you heal my arm?" Mira asked shocked. Naruto giggled. "Well, you tell me, did I?" he replied playfully, giving the two sisters a playful grin. Mira couldn't help but smile herself. "I guess you did," she said. "Now, let's get your brother healed up too. By the way, Lysana, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere?" Naruto asked before he got up and walked over the unconscious boy. Lysana shook her head and smiled. "No, I'm fine, Naruto, but thank you, but please heal our brother," she pleaded. Naruto nodded and placed his yang seal on Elfman's chest, and very quickly, all of his wounds began healing, and very soon, his body looked like it wasn't even damaged at all. The sisters looked in awe. "This guy is amazing," was Mira and Lysana's thoughts. "Just how do you do that?" Mira asked. "What kind of magic is it?" she added. Naruto arched an eyebrow. "Magic," he said. "Yeah, don't tell me you don't know what it is," Mira said. "That's exactly what I'm gonna tell you cause I don't know what it is," Naruto replied. Mira and Lysana was shocked. "Look, this may seem crazy and unbelievable, but I promise you from the bottom of my heart that I am not lying," Naruto said. The sisters nodded, encouraging him to continue. "I actually came from another world. I come from a place called the Elemental Nations, and out of the five, I come from the land of fire. In my world, magic doesn't exist, but instead, there is chakra, and in my world, there are ninjas, and I'm a ninja from another world. I don't use magic powers, I use jutsus," Naruto explained. Mira and Lysana couldn't believe it. "A ninja from another world. It's okay if you don't believe me, I don't expect you to," Naruto said. Mira and Lysana shook their heads furiously. "No, we believe you, we promise," the two sisters said in unison. "So tell me about your world," Naruto said. "In this world, we have magic and we use spells. Wizards mostly reside in guilds where they get jobs and are paid so they make a living. We come from a guild called Fairy Tail," Mira explained. "Why don't you join us in Fairy Tail? I promise you that everyone welcomes their members warmly and they'll be especially happy since you saved my sister's life. And since you are still a stranger to this world, you'll probably have nowhere to stay, so come with to Fairy Tail, and if you have nowhere to live, come live with us," Mira said, smiling. Naruto was shocked. He couldn't believe that these would welcome a stranger from another world to come live with them. "Are you joking? I just met you," Naruto said. "I can't assure you that this is no joke," Mira replied. "So what do you say?" she added. "Sure. Thanks a lot you guys. I like you guys already," Naruto thanked. "It's the least we can do, after all, you did save my life." Lysana smiled. "Yeah, cause you're a real man," Elfman said, finally gaining consciousness. "Big brother. You're awake," Lysana said happily and hugged him, with Mira joining in. "You sure gave us a worry there," Mira said smiling. "I'm sorry sis." Elfman apologized. "You don't have to apologize, the important thing is you're alive, you know, you're very lucky to have such caring siblings, cherish them," Naruto said. "Naruto?" Mira said shocked. "When I was little, I was all alone, my parents died on the night I was born, so I never knew what a parent's love was like," Naruto said sadly. Mira pulled Naruto into a hug, shocking him. "Then come join us in Fairy Tail, we treat each other like family, we'll give you a family that you never had," she said. "Now, I think it's time we head back to the guild," Mira said, releasing Naruto from the hug. "Right, and I have the perfect idea," Naruto said. Naruto entered his Sage of Six Paths mode, while the three siblings stared in awe. "Amazing," Mira said. 3 golden arms extended out from Naruto's body and grabbed onto the siblings. We're going to fly. Naruto smirked. Are you serious? Lysandra said. Naruto nodded and they began to float, and once they were high enough, they started flying like Superman. Now, since I don't know how to get the fairy tale, you guys have to tell me the direction. Naruto said as they soared through the air. The Strauss siblings nodded. Very soon, they landed right in front of Fairy Tail's doorstep. Naruto's extra arms retracted back into his body, and he deactivated Sage of Six Paths mode. Well, I guess this is it. Naruto said excitedly. That was the best ride ever, you're a real man Naruto. Elfman preached. Mira and Lysandra sighed at their brother's words, while Naruto only laughed. Get ready Naruto, this is your new beginning. Mira said. Yeah. Naruto replied, punching a fist into the air. Chapter 3. We're back. Mira shouted happily as the group walked in. Yeah. Everyone cheered. Naruto stood on the most outer left with his hands inside his pant pockets. Everyone quickly noticed the new blonde guest. Oh, everyone, this is Naruto Uzumaki. We owe him a great debt because he saved Lysandra's life. Mira said, walking over to Naruto and introducing him. Upon hearing that, everyone was curious about this Naruto Uzumaki. So I see you've made it back in one piece my children. An elderly voice said. A little old man walked over to the fore. Yes, and that's also thanks to Naruto, he healed my broken arm and healed all of Elfman's wounds. Mira said. I'm very grateful to you young man for saving Lysandra's life, she is like a little sister to all of us, we would have been devastated if she died and you hadn't come, so thank you very much. He thanked Naruto. Sure thing. So if I'm correct, you must be the master of this guild, what is your name? Naruto asked, smiling. The master chuckled. Yes indeed young man, I'm Master Makarov of the Fairy Tail Guild. Makarov said. So master, is it okay for Naruto to join the guild? Mira asked. Of course, Fairy Tail welcomes all of their members. Makarov chuckled. Well it's nice to meet you Gigi. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, a super elite ninja from another world, remember it? Naruto said. Makarov chuckled at his nickname. Wait, a ninja from another world? Makarov shouted. What? All of the guild members exclaimed. You're a ninja from another world. A pink-haired boy shouted running up to Naruto with a curious face, he was followed by a little blue flying cat. The blue flying cat Naruto's sweat dropped, he held out a fist to the pink-haired boy and grinned, you bet I am. Naruto replied. The pink-haired boy jumped up and down excitedly, that's so cool. He shouted, Naruto giggled. The name's Natsu Dragneel. I'm a fire dragon slayer and just so if you were wondering, this little blue cat here is my friend Happy. Natsu said. Naruto replied with a giggled. And welcome to Fairy Tail. Natsu said, smiling. Mira, why don't you take him to get his stamp? Makarov said. Stamp? Naruto asked curiously. Yep. You see this, it's the Fairy Tail Guild mark, it shows that you're a member of Fairy Tail. Natsu replied showing Naruto his mark on his shoulder. Cool. Naruto said, come on Naruto. Mira shouted, already behind the bar countertop, see ya. Naruto said walking over to the bar. Now, where would you like your stamp to be at and what color? Mira asked, holding a stamp in her hands. Orange and on my right shoulder. Naruto replied. Taking off his orange-black jacket and lifting his net shirt up, revealing Naruto's hard-earned muscles and abs. Mira blushed a little from his body. Naruto noticed and giggled. Mira gently pressed the stamp down on Naruto's shoulder and lifted it up revealing Naruto's new orange Fairy Tail Guild mark. Thanks Mira. Naruto thanked. Why you're welcome. Mira replied, still blushing at Naruto's muscles. Why are you blushing Mira? Naruto asked finally snapping Mira out of it. Oh, no reason. Mira stuttered, okay then. Naruto replied. Mira sighed in relief, thank God she thought. Naruto lifted his shirt down and put his jacket back on. So Naru-chan, you said you are a ninja from another world, would you care telling us about yourselves? Makarov asked. Naruto sighed, sure. He replied, it's okay if you don't feel like talking about it. Mira said, no it's fine, I'll tell you. Naruto sighed. And so Naruto explained everything there is, even telling him about his tragic past and lonely childhood, his friends, the 5 great nations, his teachers, even telling them all about Sasuke and even telling about the 4th great ninja war, telling them about the Senju and the Uchiha, the Sharingan, and told them about the Sage of Six Paths and his battle of Kagaya, told them about the ninja world, told them about the tailed beast and how they're all sealed up inside of him and how he became best friends with Kurama, told them about the Akatsuki and everything. Everyone was shocked and they all felt really bad for Naruto. I see, you must have had it rough young lad, but I assure you in Fairy Tail, you will have people that will accept you and will treat like family. Makarov said sympathetically. Naruto was starting to get tearful, remembering his past. Mira noticed and brought him in for a comforting hug. Naruto, all of fairy tale has gone through rough times, like me for example, my father was a dragon, but he raised me like a normal child, but all of a sudden one day he disappeared. Natsu said. We promise we'll make you at home, fairy tale is now your home and everyone else's. Lisana said. Thank you. Naruto thanked them tearfully. Mira let go of Naruto and smiled, you know, I'm kinda hungry he. Naruto giggled sheepishly. Mira smiled, well, what do you want? She asked. Do you know how to make miso ramen with pork? Naruto asked, of course. Mira's is the best. Lisana said. Naruto chuckled. Then I'll take it. Hey, nice to meet you, I'm Grey Fullbuster. A raven-haired boy came and said, he appeared to have no clothes one but his boxers. Naruto's sweat dropped, where are his clothers? He wondered. Nice to meet you. And by the way, where are your clothes? Naruto greeted but quickly turned into a question. It's a habit, he takes his clothes off all of the time. Mira said, laughing. Naruto sighed. Yeah. Put some clothes on icicle. Natsu demanded, bumping foreheads with Gray, what did you say Fire Eater? Gray retorted. You heard what I said, put some clothes on. Natsu replied, and their little argument quickly turned into a fight, but their fight was broken up by a red-haired wizard that seemed no older than the two boys or Naruto. Stop fighting boys. You got it. She demanded, taking their heads away and slamming them together, knocking them out. Why yes, ma'am. The two boys replied weakly. Naruto gulped, kind of reminded him of his mother because of the beautiful red hair and because of the similar personalities. The girl walked over to Naruto and held a hand out asking Naruto to shake it. Nice to meet you, I'm Erza Scarlet. She said. Naruto stared, he couldn't get over on how much she resembled his mother, what's wrong? Erza asked, snapping Naruto out of his thoughts. Oh nothing, it's just your red hair reminds me of my mother. Naruto answered, oh really? Interesting, but I thought your parents died, so how did you meet your mother? Erza asked. Oh you see, whenever I was training on gaining control over the Nine Tails, I almost lost control of it, but because my father sealed some of her chakra inside of me, she was able to get in touch with me and help me control the Nine Tails power. Naruto answered. If you don't mind me asking, how did you meet your father? Erza asked, it's because, whenever I lost control over the Nine Tails, I was about to release the ninth tail, but since my father also sealed some of his chakra inside of me, he was able to stop me from resurrecting the Nine Tails. Naruto answered again. Wow, this thing called chakra, is it your energy source or something? Erza asked, getting more interested. Naruto nodded, yep, it's basically our life force, so if we are completely drained, and I mean all completely drained, then the ninja dies, unless a medical ninja or any other ninja is willing to give up some of their chakra for the completely drained ninja. Naruto said. Erza was shocked, but Naruto said but paused. If it's for my precious friends, then I'd gladly give up all of the chakra inside of me if it means my friends will be safe. He finished, shocking Erza even more to the core. Naruto, you're a very kind person you know. Erza said, touched by Naruto's words. Naruto smiled. If you're really as powerful as you said you were, then I want you to fight, let's have a sparring match on our training field, I want to see just how strong you are. Erza demanded. Leaving everyone shocked, I don't think Naruto is gonna survive this, Naruto don't. You'll get beaten badly. Macao, a member warned. But Naruto smirked and ignored his warnings. Challenge accepted. Naruto said. What? The members exclaimed. Erza smirked. Chapter 4. What is this place? Naruto asked after being led here. It's the training ground. Erza answered. Now, shall we get this fight started? Erza smirked, re-equipping into her Heaven's Wheel armor. Oh no. It's Heaven's Wheel. Naruto is for sure dead. Happy said, come on Erza, give the guy a chance. Gray said from the sidelines. But Naruto smirked, reaching for his back pouch and pulling out a kunai knife. Erza had a wheel of swords surrounding her, ready to aim at Naruto. Naruto held his kunai ready to deflect every one of those swords with his kunai. Erza then fired all of the swords, and they shot straight towards Naruto. Yep, Naruto is dead. Natsu said from the sideline, it was nice knowing him. Wakaba said. As the swords charged at Naruto, he effortlessly deflected all of the swords with just his kunai, while everyone including Erza stared in shock. He deflected them all. Erza said in awe, that was amazing. Natsu said. But Erza wasn't about to give up yet. Naruto stood there with his kunai held over his head, ready for another round. And as he predicted, Erza shot another round of swords at Naruto. However, only for all of the swords to be deflected by Naruto once again, impressive. Erza said. Naruto smirked. However, don't get your hopes up too soon. She warned. Naruto stood there unfazed however, come one redhead, is this all you've got? Naruto teased. Erza smirked. No, not at all. You haven't seen all of it. She replied. Repupping into her famous black wing armor, that's black wing armor. Naruto is for sure dead. Macao said. Erza charged at Naruto, slashing at him, while Naruto dodged every one of her attacks gracefully and effortlessly. "You're quite fast, Naruto," she said as she continued to slash at him. "Man. Naruto has been avoiding her attacks like it's nothing. He certainly is a real man." Elfman preached once again from the sidelines, watching the two combatants fight. "Naru-chan hasn't used any of his so-called jutsus he talked about yet, is he holding back? Is he that strong?" Makarov wondered. Mira shrugged. "You know, you haven't unleashed any of your justice you talked about yet, are you holding back? You shouldn't take me lightly, you know." Erza said. She was starting to get tired from slashing, so she stopped. "Why are you holding back? Give me all you've got." Erza demanded. Naruto shrugged nonchalantly. I'd rather not, I don't want to badly injure you." Naruto said. Erza grunted with frustration. "What do I have to do to get him to unleash a jutsu on me?" She wondered. "And I guess I'll have to force a jutsu out of you," Erza said, re-equipping into her lightning empress armor. And shot a bolt of lightning from her staff, aiming it towards Naruto. But Naruto dodged her attacks again. Erza gritted her teeth and re-equipped into a different armor. She re-equipped into the Japanese robe. I wonder what Erza is planning on doing in order for Naruto to unleash a jutsu. The blue furry cat wondered. Naruto prepared his kunai, ready to fight. Erza charged at Naruto, gripping two swords in her hands, and the two began a close-range combat fighting style. Like a sword fight. Whoa. Amazing. It's like they're having an epic sword fight. Natsu said in awe. Yeah, that knife that Naruto uses must be strong to be able to withstand that much weight. Gray added. Finally Naruto with his kunai knocked both of Erza's sword out of her grip and the two swords went flying and came down, stabbing the grass. Erza was shocked, someone had beaten her in sword fighting. "Come on now, redhead. If you're so desperate for me to unleash a jutsu then you'll have to be better than that," Naruto said while Erza stood in front of him, still in her Japanese cloth. "Fine, if that's what you're asking for," Erza said, re-equipping into her Flame Empress armor. "Flame Empress armor, nice one, Erza." Natsu cheered. Erza noticed and smiled. "I hope you're ready, Naruto," Erza said. Naruto put his kunai back into his back pouch and motioned his fingers as if to tell her to give him her all. "Bring it on," he said. Erza held her fire-blazing sword and shot the hottest blazing fire at Naruto, intending on roasting him alive. "Whoa. Naruto is gonna be roast pork after this," Happy shouted. Finally, Erza saw Naruto make a few hand signs and chanted, "Water style. Wild water wave jutsu." He shouted before shooting a powerful wave of water from his mouth, shooting it all at the blazing fire, successfully putting the fire out. Erza stared stunned and others stared in equal shock. "So this is a jutsu, quite impressive," Makarov said. Naruto then suddenly vanished and appeared behind Erza, startling her and rendering her unable to react to Naruto's attack. He gave Erza a powerful kick to the back, though not putting full or even half force into the kick so he could avoid hurting her, but enough to defeat her. The kick sent Erza flying across the grass plain before she finally came to a halting stop with her laying sideways. "What strength?" Erza said, amazed. Everyone was shocked. He defeated Erza with just a kick to the back. "Naruto is really, really strong. You might as well make him S-class master," Macao said. Makarov was also surprised. This boy must be really strong and he was just holding back in this fight, and even if he is still very powerful. He also beat Erza in a fight without breaking a sweat. No one in Fairy Tail could ever beat Erza. She is the strongest female wizard in Fairy Tail after all, and yet, he beat Erza like it was child's play. He is definitely on a whole other level. If he beat Erza without breaking a sweat, he is definitely S-class level. I'd say he's even on Laxus, Mystigan or even Gilderts. He is even powerful when holding back his strength. What would have happened if Naruto actually went full-blown power, even though he's only been here for a day? I'm definitely making him S-class, as Makarov thought over. Naruto rushed over to Erza and extended a helping hand and smiled. "Are you okay? I hope you're not too hurt. Here, let me heal you, it's the least I can do for kicking you in the back," Naruto said. Erza was shocked. "Oh okay, thanks," she said, taking Naruto's hand and helping herself up, but only sitting up while everyone came rushing down to check out the situation. Naruto placed his yang seal on Erza's right shoulder and began healing her. Soon her body looked light as if it wasn't damaged at all, like the time with Elfman. "Erza. Naruto." Mira called their names, running over to them. "Did you heal Erza, Naruto?" Mira asked. "Yep," he replied. "Thank you, Naruto." Erza thanked and Naruto smiled and gave her a thumbs up. Erza can't help but smile herself, but she knew that Naruto didn't put full force into that kick. Everyone arrived, gathering the two combatants. "Naruto," Erza said. Naruto turned and looked at her. "What's up?" Everyone listened in, curious on what she is about to say. "You didn't put full force into that kick, didn't you?" "Hell, you didn't put half force. Are you really holding back?" Erza asked. Everyone was shocked. "Naruto, are you sure that wasn't full force? You sent Erza flying?" Gray asked skeptically. Yeah, that wasn't full force. If I put full force into that kick, Erza would have broken bones and even worse. Naruto replied, shocking everyone to the core. And Naruto, why wouldn't you unleash any of your jutsus? Kana, a busty alcoholic girl asked, because, I don't want to end up hurting her, this is supposed to be a friendly spar, if it was a fight to the death, then I would have gone full force. Naruto answered. Mira, you remember don't you, you saw me in that mode. Naruto said, yes, indeed I do Naruto. Mira said. What mode? Erza asked. You guys all remember about the 9 tails and the Sage of 6 Paths, right? Naruto asked before continuing on. Everyone nodded. What you saw Mira was my 9 tails chakra mode and what you saw when I was carrying you guys here was Sage of 6 Paths mode. Naruto explained. Leaving everyone stunned about the information, that's so cool. Natsu said. Naruto giggled, Naru-chan, I've made a decision based on your fight today that I'm going to make you S-class level member in Fairy Tail. Makarov said. S-class? Naruto said in wonder, a S-class wizard is a wizard that's very powerful and can take on S-class quests that are upstairs, which are more dangerous compared to job requests downstairs. Mira responded. But since you're not a wizard, you're a ninja, so that means you're S-class ninja, so instead of a fairy tale wizard, you're the fairy tale ninja. Makarov declared. Awesome. Thanks Gigi. Naruto thanked, I'm so proud of you Naruto. Erza smiled, Naruto grinned and gave her a thumbs up. Alright. Every member cheered. From now on, Fairy Tail is now my family and I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family, I'll put my life on the line to protect you guys and that's a promise and when I make a promise I never go back on my word because that's my nindo. My ninja way. Naruto shouted, raising a fist up in the air. Erza smiled, what is this feeling I have? Am I falling for him? Huh, I guess I am, although, I have to face the truth, he is quite a hot guy, I don't really mind having a crush on him, she chuckled, blushing at the same time. So, where will I be living for now, since I'm new to this world, I don't have a place to live. Naruto said, Mira chuckled, have you forgotten, didn't I tell you to come live us? She said. Thanks. Don't worry, it'll only be until I can buy an apartment of my own. Naruto said, sure, of course. Mira replied. Chapter 5. Time skip. 2 months has passed since Naruto joined Fairy Tail. Up till now, Naruto has only been taking on solo missions. He was quickly known for his reputation as the Fairy Tail Ninja and was known by everyone in the guild for completing his missions ridiculously fast. He would take 3 jobs at a time and come back within less than an hour. After living with the Strauss siblings for a while, Naruto eventually got enough money to buy his very own apartment. In fact, his new home looked identical to the one back in his homeland, and the more missions Naruto went on, the more he learned about the wizard world. Naruto usually did his missions alone, but since Natsu and Happy asked him to accompany them on a trip, Naruto decided to come along. Natsu? We made it to Harjan. Get up already. Happy said, telling a nearly hurling Natsu to get up. What's wrong with Natsu? I've never seen him like this. Naruto wondered, he was wearing a long red coat that reached down to his knees, with black flames around the hem, also carrying a scroll with a backpack on top, and of course he still adorned his usual outfit of orange-black jacket with matching orange pants, with a pouch that carried all of his ninja tools, along with another small pouch strapped to the side of his right leg. He decided to bring his scroll just in case he ever needed to do enter Sage mode quickly. He'll be fine, this always happens when he travels, he has motion sickness. Happy responded. I'm never riding a stupid train again. Natsu said, about to hurl again. If our information is correct, we should find that salamander somewhere in this town. Naruto said, standing in front of the open doors of the train. Happy said. Come on Natsu, let's go. Happy said to Natsu who was hanging over a window, just give me a second would ya? Natsu replied. Naruto sighed and walked over to Natsu, picked him up and slung him over his right shoulder. Sorry to do this to you Natsu, but we gotta get out of this train. Naruto chuckled, looking at the motion-sick Natsu hanging over Naruto's shoulder. Oh, and try not to hurl all over my scroll, it's very important. Naruto said looking at Natsu, but got no response from the Fire Dragon Slayer. Naruto sighed again, well let's get going Happy. He said, walking out of the train with Happy following close beside him. What? You mean to tell me that there is only one magic shop in this whole town? A teenage blonde-haired girl with a ponytail tied to the right side of her head said in disbelief. Her name was Lucy. Afraid so, the people around here are more fishing folk than magic folk, I reckon most people don't even know how to use magic, I built this shop for the wizards who happen to be passing by. The owner of the shop said. I came all the way to this town for nothing. Lucy sighed with disappointment, now, don't say that little lady, I have all of the latest goods, let me show you a few. The owner said cheerfully. He took out a pink box with 2 circles lined up, with the top circle a slight smaller than the bottom one. This magic is popular, all of the girls seem to like it, it allows you to change the color of your clothes anytime you want. He said, moving his finger over to the bottom circle with glittery dust coming out of the top circle. The owner then took the dust and sprayed it all over himself, turning his yellowish shirt to a purple one. I already have one of those, what I really want is some powerful gate keys. Lucy said, still unsatisfied, before noticing a silver key herself, boosting her spirit. It's the little doggy. Lucy cheered, yeah, but the nut's that powerful you know. The owner informed, yeah, but I really want it, so how much? Lucy asked, bringing the key up the cashier desk. That'll be 20,000 jewel. He answered, holding up to 2 fingers. I'm sorry, but how much was that again? Lucy asked skeptically again, I said that'll be 20,000 jewel. He answered again. Sweat dropped from Lucy, oh come on, how much is it really worth? Surely you can cut me a deal. Lucy said seductively, sitting on the cashier desk, with her hand behind her head and winking afterwards. Ugh. I can't believe he only knocked off 1,000 jewel, is that stubborn old geezer blind? That trick usually works, so much for using my feminine beauty. Lucy grunted. Lucy suddenly heard a bunch of screams coming from what sounds like a bunch of wild fangirls. Are you serious? He is really here. Salamander. One fangirl screamed, rushing over towards the screams, which was a crowd of wild fangirls. Salamander? Lucy wondered, she gasped. Is he the wizard who uses fire magic you can't even buy in store? She squealed, clapping her hands together in excitement. He's in this dead-end town. Lucy wondered. Ugh, man, you know, Naruto, you can put me down now. Natsu said, squirming and struggling in Naruto's iron grip. Naruto sighed. If you say so. Naruto said, slamming Natsu hard on the ground. He groaned as he got up on his feet, still wobbly from riding the train, and started walking, with Naruto and Happy following close behind him. You've got to get over that motion sickness. Happy said, walking beside Natsu. Now I'm so hungry I could eat my hand. Natsu whimpered, yeah, I'm pretty hungry too, I'm so hungry I could 5 bowls of ramen. Naruto sighed, clutching his stomach in hunger. It's too bad we don't have any money for food. Happy said. Hey guys, this salamander we're looking for, it's gotta be Igneel, right? Natsu asked. Aye. 'Cause the only fire dragon I know is Igneel. Happy answered, that's true. Natsu said. The trio eventually saw the crowd of wild fangirls screaming and squealing. Hearing one of the girls yell out, Salamander got the 3 excited and all ran for the crowd. Well, speak of the devil, we're in luck today guys. Natsu shouted with joy. Aye. Happy replied, yeah. Naruto added. In the center of the crowd was a bluish hair man with an X tattoo on the upper right side of his forehead. He wore a purple cape with high collars that reached to his ears, who was blowing kisses to all of the squealing fangirls blushing and fawning over him. Lucy stood there speechless, she was blushing fiercely. Why is my heart beating so fast? What's gotten into me all of a sudden? She wondered in her thoughts. You ladies are all so sweet. The salamander complimented before noticing a heart-throbbing Lucy and giving her an intimate gaze. Making Lucy jump in excitement. He looked at me. Is it because he's a famous wizard? Is that why my heart's throbbing out of control? She thought again. She got closer to him. Could it be that I'm in love? Is he the one? Hey Igneel, it's me. Natsu shouted, smiling, pushing through the crowds excitedly, and also breaking the charm that was cast on Lucy, who gasped at the same time. But after noticing who the salamander was, Natsu, Naruto and Happy looked at him with confusion. Who the hell are you? Naruto and Natsu asked at the same time, shocking the salamander. Who am I? He exclaimed, I'm Salamander, surely you've heard of me before. He answered the boy's question, but the 2 boys were long gone away from the crowd. Hey. Wait a minute. Salamander hollered. Natsu and Naruto tried their best to ignore the salamander, only to get beaten up by a bunch of angry fangirls. What's is with you girls? Naruto and Natsu muttered. Now my lovelies, let them go, I'm sure those poor boys didn't mean anything malicious by it. The salamander said, causing the fangirls to squeal even harder, while Lucy stood and stared in disgust. Here is my autograph boys, now you can brag to all of your friends. The salamander said, scribbling salamander on it and handing it over to Naruto and Natsu. No thanks. The 2 boys refused, much to the girls' anger. I guess it wasn't him after all. Happy said with disappointment. Yeah, definitely not him. The 2 boys replied. Well, I'm afraid I must go now, I've some business to attend to. The salamander said, you're leaving already? The girls shouted in disbelief. Time for the red carpet. The salamander said, snapping 2 fingers, making a red magic circle appear, purple flames bursting out of the ground and lifting him up. The girls stared and squealed, I'm having a soiree on my yacht tonight, and you're all invited. The salamander said, before departing. Who the heck was that guy? Natsu asked. Naruto shrugged. I don't know, but that guy was a real creep, thanks for your help. Lucy said, walking up to the trio. The trio looked at her in confusion. "My name is Lucy. It's nice to meet you." Lucy introduced herself. Happy replied, while Natsu gobbles down every and any food he picks up and while Naruto is beside him, enjoying nice big bowls of ramen. Natsu, Happy and Naruto was it?" Lucy asked. "Yep. You're so nice." Natsu mumbled through his food. Thanks, you can slow down, we're not in a hurry and food is kind of flying all over the place." Lucy replied. A glob of food suddenly came splattering on her forehead, causing her to look with an irate face. "There goes the money I saved from that old geezer's shop," Lucy thought. Evidently that salamander guy was using magic, a charm spell to hypnotize the girls to thinking they were in love with him. Charm spells have the ability to attract people to you against their own will, but they've been banned for years. Nobody even sells them anymore. He must have gone through a lot of trouble to get his hands on it, what a creep. "I totally fell victim to his charm, but I snapped out of it when you guys barged in. I really can't thank you guys enough." Lucy said. "No problem." Natsu said, still stuffing food into his mouth. "I know I may not look like it, but I'm a wizard too." Lucy informed. "Oh, is that so?" Naruto said curiously. "But I haven't joined a guild yet or anything." Lucy rambled on. "Oh, I should probably explain, shouldn't I? Guilds are organizations where wizards gather, they can share information, find work and things like that. Unfortunately you're not considered a full-fledged wizard until you join a guild. But there are tons of them all over the world. I heard the more popular ones are harder to get into, and the most popular guild I want to join is the most popular one. They're the greatest and they're always featured in Sorcerer Weekly. If I could actually convince them to let me join, then I'd just about die." Lucy continued on. "Yeah?" Natsu mumbled. "I'm sorry, I guess all this wizard talk must sound like a bunch of gibberish to you, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna join that guild that day, take awesome jobs and make tons of money." Lucy finished. "Oh, yeah?" Naruto said, finishing his second to last bowl of ramen before starting his last bowl. "You talk a lot." Happy said. "Oh yeah, I almost forgot, you guys came here trying to look for somebody, didn't you?" Lucy said, snapping into reality. "We're looking for Igneal." Happy replied. "We heard a rumor that a salamander was gonna be coming through this town, so we came here to see him, turns out it was somebody else." Natsu said, taking a bite into a piece of pizza. "Yeah, that guy didn't even look like a salamander." Naruto said, finishing his last bowl and Natsu finishing the pizza. "Yeah, no kidding, I bet the guys can't even breath fire like a real dragon." Natsu replied, I don't get it, your friend Igneal, lose like a dragon?" Lucy asked, confused. Naruto chuckled, "No, you got it all wrong, he doesn't look like a dragon, he is one." Natsu answered, but Lucy only got even more confused. Igneal is a real-life fire dragon." Happy said, shocking Lucy to the core. "Why would a fire dragon show up in the middle of town? It's totally ridiculous." Lucy exclaimed, leaving the trio speechless. "Well, I should get going, enjoy the rest of your lunch and maybe I'll see you around." Lucy said, walking away and waving goodbye, while also leaving the right amount of money for the food. "Thank you, ma'am." "Please come," a maid said before pausing and looking freaked out. Lucy turned to see what was going on, but had the same reaction as the maid. "Thank you for the food." Natsu and Naruto said, bowing down on the middle of the aisle. "Thank you." Happy added. "Cut it out. You're embarrassing me. Look, it's cool. You guys helped me out earlier, so let's just call it even." Lucy said, holding her hands up. "I feel bad though cause we weren't even trying to help her." Natsu said, glancing over to Naruto and Happy, while Lucy sighed. We owe her something." Happy said, "Oh, I know. Here, this is for you." Naruto said, handing the salamander autograph to Lucy with a playful grin on his face, but Lucy immediately rejected it. "No way. Oh my, looks like the Fairy Tail Guild is out there causing trouble again. Demon Clan wiped out with 7 homes destroyed. Talking about going overboard." Lucy said, sitting on a bench on the side of a park, laying down on her back against the seat. "Wow. The center folds Marahan. She is so pretty. I wish I knew how to get in. Do you have to apply or interview with them? But I'm totally gonna join Fairy Tail, they're the coolest guild ever. And I heard they just got a new member, I heard he is a ninja from another world. He is so cool, I would like to meet him one day. He is called the Fairy Tail Ninja by almost everyone. Almost everyone has seen or at least heard about him." Lucy squealed and giggled. "What was that? You want to join Fairy Tail?" A familiar voice said. Lucy immediately knew it was the fake salamander. "Salamander?" Lucy jumped, startled by him. "I've been looking all over for you, I wanted to personally invite you to the party I'm having on my yacht tonight," he said, with gleam in his eyes. "Your charm spell won't work on me. That magic's weakness is awareness, it doesn't work on people that know you're using it." Lucy said, pointing a finger at Salamander. "Just as I thought, I guess you were a wizard the moment I laid eyes on you." Salamander sighed, no matter, the invitation still stands. He added. Well, you can forget it, I wouldn't be caught dead at a party be thrown by a creep like you. Lucy said, declining his offer, which seemed to have struck a nerve being called a creep. A creep like me, but why would you call me that? He whimpered, your spell, using it to make yourself popular. Lucy responded. Oh, don't be mad my dear, it's all in good fun, I just wanted to feel like a celebrity at my own party, can you blame me? He said in his defense. This just proves that even famous wizards can be big idiots. Lucy retorted. You wish to join the fairy tale guild, right? Salamander asked, getting Lucy excited, have you ever heard of Salamander? One of fairy tale's wizards. He added. Well yeah. You're telling me you're him? You're that Salamander? Lucy asked skeptically, that's right, and if you want to join, I can probably put in a good word for you. Salamander answered. Leaving Lucy shocked, I would love to go to your part tonight. She said, getting close to him. Salamander backed away politely. Wow, that was even easier than I thought it would be. He muttered. So, you really think you can get in, no kidding? Lucy asked, excitedly. Well, I don't see why not, but you can't say anything about the charm spell. Salamander said. I won't say a word. Lucy replied, good, then I'll see you at the party tonight. He said, before his flames carried him away again. You got it, Mr. Salamander, sir. She shouted out. He got me. I was pseudo-charmed. Hooray. He's gonna get me into fairy tale. I just gotta try to be nice to the sleazebag until then. Lucy muttered and giggled. That quite a meal wasn't it, guys? Natsu chuckled, yeah, you got that right. Naruto replied, aye. Happy chirped. Hey look. Do you think that boat is the guy where that salamander guy is having his party? Happy wondered. Natsu immediately looked like he was about to hurl. I'm gonna hurl. Natsu mumbled, covering his mouth. Oh come on Natsu, it's not like we're joining or anything. Naruto assured. That's Salamander's yacht, isn't it? A girl squealed, I wish I could have gotten into his party. Another added, who's Salamander? One asked. Whoa, you've never heard of him. He's a super famous wizard and he's in town right now. The first girl answered, yeah, and he's a member of Fairy Tail. The second girl added. Catching the attention of the trio, they all got very suspicious. Fairy Tail. Natsu and Naruto muttered suspiciously. Natsu looked over to the sea, to where the yacht was, but immediately wanted to hurl again. So he's in Fairy Tail, is he? Natsu wondered. Naruto's face was now in a mid-scowl, he had a bad feeling about that salamander. It's Lucy, right? That's a lovely name. Salamander complimented, yeah, thanks. Lucy replied nonchalantly. I'd like to toast your beauty. He offered, snapping his fingers. Drops of wine rose up to the air, now, open wide Lucy, savor the taste of each drop as it enters your mouth. Salamander said, slowly moving the droplets closer to her. Creepy. She thought. I'm strong, I can get through this. She thought confidently. Lucy stood up and flung the droplets away so she wouldn't drink it. What do you think you're doing? I know what you're trying to do, you're trying to use sleep magic. Lucy deduced. Salamander chuckled. Very impressive my dear. He said, impressed. Look, I don't want to give you the wrong idea, yes I really want to join the Fairy Tail Guild, but I'm not gonna date you to make that happen. Lucy said. Salamander chuckled again, you're quite a handful aren't you? He said, as a bunch of men came in carrying girls who have fallen victim to the sleep magic. What's going on here? Lucy asked nervously, welcome aboard to my ship and you'd be wise to behave yourself until we make it to Bosco, don't make me angry. Salamander warned, giving Lucy an evil smirk. We're going to Bosco, you said you'd get me into Fairy Tail. Lucy shouted in disbelief, forget it, I just said that so I could lure you here and make you one of our slaves. Salamander responded. How could you? You're gonna kidnap all of these girls, she shouted in disgust, while the men just laughed and chuckled evilly. That's our Salamander alright. One of the men boasted, we got a big haul this time. Another added. Why you? Lucy yelled, pulling her celestial gate keys, but Salamander struck her with his purple flames before she could fight back, also knocking the keys out of her hand, with Salamander catching them in his own. He chuckled again. These are gate keys, so you're a celestial wizard, only the wizard who is contracted can use this magic, so these are useless to me. Salamander said, throwing the keys out of the window and out into the sea. Lucy gritted her teeth in despair, while Salamander and his men chuckled. Lucy looked at her kidnappers with teary eyes. You use magic to take advantage of others, you're the worst wizard alive. She hollered, but before Lucy could be taken away, two familiar faces came crashing through the ceiling, which turned out to be Naruto and Natsu. Shocking everyone including Lucy, but she was relieved. Hey, I know you too. Lucy said, giving them a wink, before the yacht started moving again, causing Natsu to nearly hurl, much to Lucy's even more shock. I knew this was a bad idea. Natsu mumbled, covering his mouth with his hand, once again, nearly hurling. You are so lame. Lucy complained. Naruto sighed. Hey, what are you doing here, Lucy? Happy asked, flying above the whole create by Naruto and Natsu. Oh Happy. This jerk tricked me, he said he was gonna get me into fairy tale. Hold up, since when do you have wings? Lucy asked. That can be answered later, right now, we need to get you out of here. Happy, take Lucy and get out of here, it's okay, I'll handle this. Naruto shouted. Happy replied, extending his blue tail and wrapping it gently around Lucy's waist and flying away. After them. We can't let them report this to the Magic Council. Salamander ordered. Wait. What about Naruto and Natsu? Lucy shouted, I can't carry 3 people. And beside, they'll be fine. Naruto is with him. Happy assured, oh okay. Lucy said hesitantly. Prominence whip. Salamander hollered, releasing a bunch of purple flame whips towards Lucy and Happy, that cat's quicker than he looks. Salamander said. Naruto grunted, he picked up a sick Natsu, swinging him over his shoulders and jumped out of the yacht, landing on top of the water, although most people would have sunken into the water, since Naruto's a ninja, he can walk on water. Everyone was stunned, he can walk on water boss. A man shouted in disbelief to Salamander, what kind of magic is that? Salamander said in equal disbelief. Natsu was also stunned, Naruto, you can walk on water. But how? He asked, still hanging over Naruto's shoulder. There is no time to explain right now, we have to stop them. Naruto snapped. Lucy and Happy also noticed and was also amazed, that's so cool. Naruto can walk on water. I've never seen that kind of magic before. She said in awe. Yeah, it's cool, but there's one slight problem. Happy said, snapping Lucy into reality. What? She shouted, my transformation's up. Happy replied, his wings disappeared and they all fell into the water. Lucy dived deep into the sea and fortunately, she noticed her celestial keys. My keys? Perfect. I can use Aquarius's power to push the boat back to shore. Lucy thought, swimming up to the keys and carried them away and returned back to the top. Lucy chuckled, here we go. Open. Gate of the water barrier. Aquarius. Lucy chanted, a fish. Happy cheered, not for you. Lucy snapped, that was awesome. Happy shouted. That's the power of the celestial wizard. Whenever I use my gate keys, I can summon spirits from another world to help me. Lucy explained. Listen Aquarius, I want you to use your power to push that ship back into the port. Lucy commanded, but she gave Lucy an angry scowl. You're supposed to come from the spirit world to help me, not to give me attitude. Lucy said, I wouldn't make her any angrier. Lucy. Happy warned. Let's get something straight, the next time you even so much as think about dropping my key, you're dead. Aquarius threatened. It won't happen again. Lucy and Happy replied fearfully. With that, Aquarius started collecting water inside her urn before sending a powerful wave towards the yacht and where the 2 boys are. Natsu? Are you okay? Naruto said, but he received no response from the pink-haired dragon slayer. Naruto sighed, I guess I'll just have to push this yacht back to port. Naruto resolved. Naruto pulled back his fist, gathering chakra, and prepared to give the yacht a nice good punch, but luckily didn't have to when he noticed a giant wave of water came splashing towards the yacht, creating a loud explosion sound, carrying the yacht on its waves, along with Naruto and Natsu, also washing away Lucy and Happy. The waves sent the yacht all the way back to the port. What's the big deal? You didn't have to sweep me up with the ship. Lucy shouted angrily. Oh, that was an accident, I didn't mean to get the ship. Aquarius replied, wait, that means you were aiming for. Lucy shouted, even angrier than before. Don't call me for a while, I'm going on a week-long vacation with my boyfriend and he's hot. Aquarius boasted. You don't have to rub it in. Lucy shouted angrily again. I got it. If the fish lady gives you any more trouble, then you can call me to take care of her. Happy assured, I don't think I can handle much more with this stupid cat. Lucy said. Natsu? Naruto? Lucy called their names in relief while running up to them, but stopped. With the ship not moving anymore, Natsu is finally able to fight. So you claim to be a member of the Fairy Tail Guild. Natsu said, so what's it to you? Go get them men. Salamander ordered. Yes sir. The men replied, but a little hesitantly. Let's take a closer look at your faces. Naruto said, while Natsu took off the red jacket he wore, revealing the open black vest he wore under. Natsu, Naruto. Lucy shouted, don't worry about them, I should have probably told you this earlier, but Natsu's a wizard too. And so is Naruto. Happy assured, shocking Lucy. The man charged towards the 2 boys, attempting to get a good hit, but only to be hit away with a powerful punch from Natsu and a full force kick from Naruto. Although Naruto's fairy tail mark can't be seen, the red fairy tail guild mark on Natsu's right was shown. My name is Natsu, and this is my buddy Naruto, and we're fairy tail wizards, and we've never seen you before. Natsu shouted angrily. Naruto chuckled, well, technically, I'm a ninja by the way. He inquired. Natsu looked at him and chuckled himself. You've gotta be kidding me. So Natsu and Naruto are fairy tail wizards, Lucy shouted in disbelief. That mark on his arm. This guy's the real deal, Bora. One of his men uttered in fear, "Don't call me that, you fool." Bora shouted frantically. "I know him, that's Bora the Prominence, rumor has it he was kicked out of the Titan Nose Guild because of bad behavior." Happy said. "I don't know what you're trying to do here, buddy, and I don't care whether you're a good guy, bad guy or what, but we're not gonna let you dirty the Fairy Tail Guild's name." Natsu vowed. Naruto smiled and nodded in agreement. "Are you ready to kick Major?" asked Naruto. Natsu smirked, bumping fists with him. "Chan, you bet." Naruto smirked back. "And what are you gonna do about it? Stop me." "Prominence Typhoon." Bora yelled as a typhoon of purple flames was unleashed and aimed right towards Natsu and Naruto. "Natsu, Naruto." Lucy shouted but was stopped by Happy as the fangirls ran away in fear. "That's the way it is, the bigger the talk, the weaker the men." Bora said. "Aw, this is so gross. You sure you're a fire wizard? 'Cause these are the nastiest flames I ever tasted." Natsu said, devouring all of the flames Bora threw, shocking everyone except Naruto and Happy, who was standing beside Natsu, unscathed and smirking. "Thanks for the grub, poser." Natsu smirked, "What's going on here? Who is this kid?" The men shouted in fear. "Fire magic doesn't work on Natsu," Happy explained. "I've never seen anything like that." Lucy said in awe. "Now I've got a fire in my belly that's raging to get out." "You ready, Naruto?" Natsu said, bumping his two fists together and preparing for his signature fire dragon roar, while Naruto made quick hand signs for a fire style. "Fireball jutsu." "Always am." Naruto replied as both of the boys took in a big inhale and prepared to unleash the mightiest flames towards their enemy. "Fire dragon." "Roar." Natsu shouted, shooting out mighty flames of fire at the same time as Naruto unleashed his jutsu. "Fire style." "Fireball jutsu." He shouted, shooting out a giant ball of fire at Bora and his men, creating a giant explosion as the two fire attacks collided. All the men were knocked out good, Bora was still standing on top of his purple flames. "Hey Bora. I swear I've seen those guys before, first the guy with the pink hair and the scaly scarf. The one with the red coat, that spiky blonde hair and the headband, that scroll on his back, there's no doubt about it, it gotta be them." The men said, finally realizing who Naruto and Natsu were. "Salamander." And, the fairy tale ninja, Lucy shouted in disbelief. "I hope you guys are paying attention, this is what a fairy tale wizard can do, here I come." Natsu said, leaping at them with his fists lit up with fire, while Naruto stayed behind and watched. "Red shower." Bora shouted frantically, unleashing droplets of purple flames at Natsu, but he dodged all of them effortlessly and gave Bora a mighty punch. Naruto arrived at Lucy's side, standing beside her and Happy, who Lucy watching the fight still in awe, and smirked. "So he eats fire and then attacks with it? But how does he do it? Is it some kind of spell?" Lucy asked. "He has dragon lungs to allow him to breathe fire, dragon scales to help him dissolve the fire, and dragon claw for attacking with fire." Happy explained. "This kind of magic allows him to take on all the qualities of a dragon, it's an ancient spell that's rarely used anymore. This particular magic is originally used to deal with dragons." Happy added, with Lucy responded with a whoa. "It's called Dragon Slayer magic, Igneel was the one who taught it to him." Happy finished, shocking Lucy even more. "Hey Naruto, what about that fire-breathing thing you did, how'd you do that?" Lucy asked. "Well, it's hard to explain, you see I don't use magic, instead in my world, it was called chakra, and that fire style. Fireball jutsu requires chakra, like all jutsu do. So in order to preform a jutsu, you preform the correct hand signs and build up chakra inside your lungs while also inhaling air and then releasing it, but preforming that jutsu requires a considerable amount of chakra and chakra control, so you see it's very complicated. There are also many other different types of fire style jutsus, that was just one of them, but using fire style you have to have fire chakra, either you are born with fire chakra or you develop it over time. But I possess all chakra elements due to a special power I got from the creator of Ninshu, who is called the Sage of Six Paths." Naruto explained. "Wow, that's amazing, it sounds very complicated." Lucy said in awe. "So this chakra, is it like magic for you?" She asked. "Yep, but unlike magic, when a wizard is completely drained of magic, it only renders the wizard weak and unable to fight, but when a ninja is completely drained of chakra, the ninja dies." Naruto explained. "Even though I have only been in this world for only a week, I took on a lot of solo jobs and I learned very quickly all about the wizard world." He added. Lucy was still very shocked. "What's with the scroll? I heard from people that when you take on jobs, you carry it everywhere with you." Lucy wondered. "Well, it's basically storage, just in case I ever need to enter Sage mode in emergencies. Sage mode is basically where I collect nature chakra, and it's exactly as it sounds, chakra from nature, But nature chakra takes a long time to gather and it requires me to sit still, which obviously I can't sit still during a battle. I mean it's not like my enemy is gonna wait until I enter a mode on a whole other level, so in this scroll, I keep shadow clones, which are basically solid clones of myself. They gather nature chakra for me in a different safe place that's linked to this scroll, and so that way when I need to enter sage mode in emergency situations, I have my scroll. Naruto explained more. Wow, the more you explain, the more I want to know about you. Lucy said. Naruto grinned, that's fine, I have no problem telling you more about me, that is, when you join our guild. He smiled, causing Lucy to blush. Do people know about your powers? Lucy said, not really, not even Natsu and Happy, because I only took on solo mission, no one in the guild ever witnessed my powers, and I rarely use jutsu, because I haven't faced an enemy strong enough to need their use, so Happy, I bet this is the first time you heard this too huh? Naruto said, looking at the furry blue cat. He replied. I still find it amazing that you're out of this world. Lucy said, and Naruto chuckled. But why aren't you fighting with Natsu? Lucy asked. Because this is a piece of cake, Natsu can handle this, he doesn't need my help. Naruto said confidently. Lucy giggled, wow, I would sure like to learn more about Naruto and his world and his power. I think I'm even starting to fall for him. He is just so hot, much hotter than that Bora creep. Lucy squealed, but snapped back into reality. Now that was a meal. Now I'm about to cook you like a smoked fish. Natsu warned, you're gonna do what? Bora shouted in fear. Fire Dragon. Iron Fist. Natsu shouted, giving Bora a final attack, sending him all the way to the clock tower. Don't be silly Natsu, everyone knows you smoke food with smoke. Happy chirped, wow. That was amazing. But he overdid it. Lucy cried. Naruto chuckled. Happy chirped again, oh shut it cat. She snapped. The army. Lucy shouted as an army of rune knights came marching into the port. Naruto gulped in fear while Natsu quickly took Lucy's hand while Naruto followed behind as they flee from the army. Oh crap, we gotta get out of here. Natsu shouted frantically. Wait, to where? Lucy asked, just some on. You said you wanted to join the fairy tale guild didn't ya? Natsu asked, surprising Lucy. Naruto looked and chuckled from behind, well what are we waiting for, let's go. He shouted, smiling at the two in front. Lucy and Natsu looked at the blonde and couldn't help but smile. Alright. Lucy and Natsu shouted excitedly. Chapter 6 XXX The Magic Council XXX. Those idiots from Fairy Tail have gone and done it again. This time they destroyed an entire port. A cranky high-pitched voice complained. What is wrong with them? Another lower-pitched added, yes, and I heard that new member of theirs, Naruto Uzumaki, was involved as well. Altier added. Uzumaki? He's rarely destroyed anything on his jobs. The chairman said. I'm actually quite fond of those dimwits and their laissez-faire attitude. A handsome man with blue hair dressed in a eloquent with robe said. His name was Seagrain. Yes, they may behave like fools, but let's not forget that they're also an extremely capable lot. A short old man with thick gray eyebrows added on. Yes, that's true, they present quite the quandary. A low voice said, and as for that Uzumaki, his powers and skills are still shrouded in mystery, we should keep a close eye on him. The chairman suggested. I think we should leave them be, after if it weren't for those fools, think how boring this world would be. Seagrain smirked. XXX Fairy Tale Guildhall XXX. Welcome to Fairy Tale. Happy smiled brightly. Lucy grinned in excitement, staring down the big guildhall, while boys smirked at Lucy's excitement. We made it back alive. Natsu yelled, kicking the two large doors open, revealing a lively crowd of people drinking, talking and having fun. We're home. Naruto and Happy said cheerfully. The crowd immediately began bustling and shouting in excitement. Naruto looked over to his fellow blonde, who was simply overjoyed, as she couldn't stop smiling and grinning. Naruto himself couldn't help but bring himself to a smile. So I heard you went all out on Harja Natsu. Had to go starting true ga. A buck-teeth man stopped before being able to finish his sentence, as Natsu gave him an angry kick, sending the man flying across the guildhall. Why did you do that? Lucy screams, hiding behind a face-palming Naruto, and sighed. You lied about that salamander. I'm gonna kick your butt. Natsu yelled, holding out a fist. Hey, don't blame me, I was just passing along a rumor I heard. The buck-teeth retorted in his defense. It was just a rumor, Natsu shouted, even more infuriated. Naruto sighed. Think about it, Natsu, why would a gigantic fire-breathing lizard be walking around in Harjan all casually? Naruto pointed out. Natsu turned back to face Naruto frustratingly. Seriously Naruto. Just whose side are you on? Natsu growled, while Naruto only looked back with a bored face. Lucy could only bring herself to gawk at the scene, while also still hiding behind Naruto. He looked behind to look at Lucy and sighed. Hey listen Natsu, if it's a fight you're looking for then a fight is what you're gonna get. The buck-teeth man shouted, and as soon as those words left that man's mouth, a brawl among the guilds soon came to follow. Oh boy. Naruto muttered, and sweat dropped and looked behind to still find a shocked but overjoyed Lucy still hiding behind him. Naruto sighed again. Now I think you need to cow YHHH. Happy shouted as a few members of the guild crashed into the little blue cat before the blue furball could finish his sentence. As was a perfectly peaceful guild turned into a dangerous brawl, fight to the death. Lucy peered shyly over Naruto's left shoulder, hands rested on both of his shoulders, and observed the room where the brawl happened. She still could not believe, here she was, standing inside the strongest guild in all of Fiori. Well Lucy, do you like what you see? Naruto asked, looking over to his fellow blonde, still peering over his shoulders. He gave her his trademark smile, causing Lucy to blush a little. She gasped, why did I just blush? She wondered, but snapped out of it and gave Naruto a happy nod. Naruto smiled, good, I'm glad you do. Wow, who would have thought the fairy tale ninja could be so nice and kind? I would have thought since he was a ninja, he would be cold-hearted, but it's the complete opposite she thought, snapping back into reality again to return the smile to her fellow blonde. You know Naruto-kun, I never would have thought that I'd be standing in the fairy tale guild hall. Lucy said, still in awe, and Naruto chuckled. So Natsu finally made it back, huh, a raven-haired boy, wearing only black boxers huffed, Lucy saw and screamed, immediately ducking down below Naruto's shoulders. It's time we settle things once and for all. He said, stomping over to the core of the brawl. Naruto watched, sweat dropping, that my fellow blondie is Grey Fullbuster, Fairy Tail's resident stripper. Naruto explained, still looking over nonchalantly. Yuhe. Lucy stuttered, a sultry female voice spoke over the chaos. Grey, your clothes. She yelled, I don't have enough time for that. Grey shouted back before continuing his way over to the brawl. And that lovely girl is Kana, Fairy Tail's heaviest drinker. Naruto explained once again, with Lucy again peeking over his shoulders, only to stare in shock as Kana literally takes an entire barrel of beer and began chugging it. While Naruto only sighs as he slowly began to walk across the guild hall, making his way over to the bar, with Lucy following close behind. Come here and fight me Natsu. Grey demanded, not until you put some clothes on. Natsu responded, still holding down another guild member. A tall muscular man, with white hair walks over, ready to join in on the fight. It's already noon, and you boys are whining like spoiled babies. He chastised. Crossing his arms over his chest. Lucy, still holding tightly onto Naruto's shoulder, looked over to her side. Hey Naruto-kun, who is that? Lucy asked. Naruto stopped walking and looked to his side. Oh don't worry about him, his name is Elfman, a muscular man that believes that all you need to solve a problem are two strong fists. Naruto explained once more. That's right Naruto. I'm a real man. You want me to prove it to ya? He shouted, holding his fist up into the air. Wow, I can't believe he is encouraging them. Lucy said in awe, while Naruto chuckled. However, the brute man only found himself to be punched by Natsu and Grey, sending the muscular man flying across the room. They knocked him out that easily, Lucy said in shock. Naruto smirked, turning it into a full laugh. Ha 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 ha. Yep. Naruto giggled. Geez, it's so noisy around here huh? A sleek smooth male voice said, catching the eye of both blondes. A pair of girls sat on either side of the man. He had blue shades, with a green jacket and orange hair. That is the Lady Killer Loke, ranked high on the most eligible wizard bachelors list. Naruto explained once more before a glass bottle flew over, hitting Loke straight on the forehead, earning a surprised gasp from the two ladies. Are you alright? The girl on the left asked worryingly, while Loke had an annoyed look on his face. Well I'm gonna go fight. He said, giving them a thumbs up, a gleam in his eyes. Well, he is definitely off my list. Lucy said, crossing out Loke's face with a red pen and closing her apparent potential boyfriend list. Naruto noticed and giggled. You have a potential boyfriend list? That's too funny, haha. Naruto teased and laughed. Lucy looked at him irately, just what the heck is wrong with these people? There's not one sane person in the whole place, well except for you Naruto-kun. Lucy points out. Hearing her words, Naruto burst out into another round of laughter. You're damn right. Hahaha. He replied, with Lucy blushing. Hello, Naruto-kun. And who is the fellow blonde hiding behind you? A sweet high-pitched voice asked, startling Lucy as she finally came out of hiding before gasping at the figure standing behind the bar. Naruto Nai-chan. You're back. Another sweet voice came. Oh, hey Mira-chan, hey Lasana-chan. Oh and by the way this blondie here is Lucy. She wants to join Fairy Tail. Naruto answered, hey, Lu-chan, do you know who this is? This is Mirahin, this here is her sister Lasana. Naruto said, ah. It's Mirahin. In the flesh. She squealed. Naruto chuckled and looked behind. He countered to Mira and smiled. I guess she does. He said while Mira chuckled. And you're her sister. Oh. You're just as pretty as your sister. Lucy squealed again. Lasana chuckled. Thanks Lu-chan. Lasana replied. So, don't you think we should try to stop them or something? Lucy said, pointing over to the brawl. Nah, don't bother wasting you energy, this happens all of the time, most of the time we just leave them be. Naruto said, taking off his pack and his scroll, setting them both to the side, with the scroll standing against the bar counter, not bothering to take off his red sage coat, he took a seat on the bar stool. Lysandra smiled and nodded in agreement. Yeah, just another normal day at Fairy Tail. Mira added, before Elfman flew by crashing into the barmaid. Lucy screamed, besides, it's kind of fun don't you think? She said weakly before fainting, her soul leaving her body. Ah. Don't die Marahan. Lucy shouted frantically don't worry Lu-chan, Marinichan won't die. Lysandra chuckled, before Gray comes flying by crashing into Lucy, Natsu was standing in front triumphantly twirling Gray's underwear. Lucy screamed, her hands covering her face, not wanting to see a naked man. Naruto sighed and turned back around to face the bar. Hey Mira. Hit me with a bowl of ramen would ya? He said. Mira giggled, why of course Naruto-kun. Mira replied, heading over to make the noodles. Oh Naruto Naichan, always eating ramen. Lysandra teased, hey. There is nothing wrong with my ramen addiction. Naruto protested in his defense, while Lysandra giggled. Excuse me miss, could I please borrow your underwear? Gray asked boldly, as if. She replied, hitting him away with a bat, these people can be so insensitive, a woman has her needs. Lo came in, picking her up bridal style. But immediately got punched by Elfman, real mean speak with their fists Loke. He preached, holding his fist up again, only to be kicked away hard by Natsu. I told you to butt out. He shouted. AI. Happy said. At the bar, all Naruto could do other than joining the brawl was sighing and observing the ridiculous brawl. Here you go Naruto-kun. One big bowl of miso pork ramen. Mira said, placing down the bowl of ramen in front of the blonde man. Finally, thanks a lot Mira-chan. He said, no problem Naruto-kun. She replied. Lysandra only stared and sighed. Oh Nai-chan, you gotta stop with the ramen addiction. She thought. Ugh it's so noisy, so much for a peaceful drink to relax, that's enough guys, I suggest you knock it off. Kana warned, pulling out one of her magic cards with a green magic circle appearing, Naruto noticed while sipping his soup, oh boy. He muttered through his food. Oh yeah? Says who? Gray snapped back, a fist slamming onto his palm, creating a white magic circle. Elfman held up his right arm, forming it into a stoned hand, and Loke activating his magic with his ring, creating another green magic circle. You punks can be such a nuisance. He said venomously. Natsu lit his two fists up with fire, ready to fight, I'm ready for ya. He said. Lucy stared fearfully, they always fight like this Lucy said, holding up Happy and looking at Naruto, who is still sipping his ramen. Happy replied, you don't seem worried. Lucy said with fear. It all stopped when a black giant demonic-like creature stomped on the wooden floor. Will you fools stop bickering like children? It demanded, causing everyone to freeze and stop their fights, looking in surprise, while Lucy looks up at him in terror. He's huge. Lucy shouted. Naruto turned and lifted up his head, still having a noodle in his mouth. Before sipping it up, he waved casually and smiled. Lucy stared in shock. Yo. How's it going Gigi? He said. Oh I'm sorry, I didn't know you were still here master. Mira said, apologizing. Did you say master? Lucy shouted, turning around to face the being and Mira. Yep. Lysandra replied casually. Natsu laughed, man, talk about a bunch of babies, looks like I won this round you lit ga. Natsu stopped as the being stomped at Natsu annoyingly, causing Lucy to jump in fear. Well, seems we have a new recruit. It said, looking at Lucy, yes sir. She jumped, standing beside Marahan, while Naruto finished his bowl of ramen. The being began shrinking and shrinking until it was reduced to a short little old man with a giant mustache, while Lucy stared in even more shock as a huge demonic being transformed into a small little old man. Nice to meet ya. The master greeted. He's tiny. Lucy said. Naruto chuckled, well, believe it or not, that's the master of the Great Fairy Tale Guild. He replied to Lucy. She turned to Naruto and looked back at the old man. Seriously? This little guy is really in charge here, Lucy asked in shock. Allow me to introduce the guild's master, Makarov. Mira said. He jumped up, heading to upstairs, but not before hitting his head hard on the ceiling and comping back down, sitting on the rail. The guild members looked up at their master and frowned, while Naruto still sat at the bar, looking bored and lazy. You've gone and done it again. You bunch of clods. Just take a look at how much paperwork the Magic Council sent me this time. This is the biggest pile of complaints yet. Have you lost your minds? All you kids are good for is getting the higher-ups mad at me ugh. Makarov growled in frustration. The guild members frowned, looking disappointed. Lucy stared worryingly, however, I say to heck with the Magic Council. Makarov said, setting the pile of paper on fire, threw it over to Natsu, knowing Natsu would devour the fire. And Natsu did just that, while Lucy stared in awe. Now listen up, any power that surpasses reason still comes with reason right? Magic, or jutsu in Naruto's case, isn't some kind of miraculous power, it is a talent that only works when the flow of energy inside of us and the flow of the energy from the natural world are in perfect synchronization. To perform magic or jutsu, one must have a strong mind and the ability to focus. It should take over your being and come pouring out of your soul, as all we do is worry about following the rules, then our magic or jutsu will never progress. Don't let those blowhards on the council scare you. Follow what you believe in, because that's what makes the Fairy Tail Guild number one. Makarov said triumphantly, holding up the trademark fairy tale hand sign, with every member of the guild doing the same thing. Lucy looked over to see Naruto doing it as well, while Lucy only grinned widely, grinning from ear to ear. There. Now you're an official member of the Fairy Tail Guild. Mira said, after stamping the fairy tale mark in pink onto Lucy's top right hand. Lucy squealed and went over to Natsu, showing off her new mark to him. Hey Natsu. Marahin just put the official fairy tale mark on my hand. Lucy squealed excitedly, oh yeah. That's cool, welcome to the guild Looney. Natsu nonchalantly, accidentally calling her the wrong name, the name's Lucy. Lucy snapped. From afar, Naruto, Mira and Lisana only laughs and giggles. Man, she is really excited isn't she? Naruto smiled, Mira giggled, she sure is. Make you pick one with a big reward Natsu. Happy reminded, whoa. 160,000 jewels just to get rid of some thieves. Natsu said excitingly, reading the job request, sounds good to me. Happy said. How come my dad hasn't come back yet? A young masculine voice asked, causing Makarov to stop drinking and look at a young boy, also catching Naruto and Natsu's attention. The two look at him worryingly, you're starting to work my nerves Romeo, you're a wizard's son, have faith in your father and wait patiently for him. Makarov answered. But Romeo only looked on even more worryingly but sir. He told me he'd be back in 3 days. And he's been gone for over a week now. Romeo bursts out. Lucy looked, noticing Romeo's growing concern of his father. If I remember the job correctly, he took a job on Mount Hakab. Makarov said, that's right, and it's not that far from here, so why won't anybody go look for him? Romeo shouted, listen kid, your old man is a wizard, and like every wizard in this guild, he can take care of himself. Makarov said back, Naruto and Natsu looked on. Well Mira and Lucy listened in as well. Now go home, have some milk and cookies and wait. Makarov demanded, jerk. Romeo shouted, punching Makarov in the face, I hate you all. He shouted, running out the door. That's gotta be tough. Lucy said sympathetically, I know it sounds like the master doesn't care, but he really is worried. Mira said, before a huge crash was heard, Natsu grabbed for his bag and headed out. Hey, what was that for? You almost broke the board. Nab said. Lucy looked over to Natsu, also noticing Naruto get up as he looked to the ground, his eyes shadowed by his bangs. Naruto got up, grabbing for his scroll and his pack, and followed Natsu out the door. Makarov sighed, oh great, you know how they can be, I bet they're going up to Mount Hakab to save Macao. Nab said. When will they ever grow up? The buck-teethed man wondered, who knows, going after Macao isn't going to do anything except hurt his pride. Nab added. Remember Nab, we can't choose another's path, just leave them be. Makarov said, why did Naruto-kun and Natsu get so upset? Lucy asked worryingly. Probably because those two and Romeo have a lot in common. I think they see themselves in Romeo, just because we're members of Fairy Tail. It doesn't mean we don't have our own personal issues, we've all had our fair share of suffering and lost. Mira answered. Romeo strolled around along the streets, sobbing, until he felt a hand ruffle his hair. He looked up to see the pink-haired Dragon Slayer walk past him, and felt a second hand ruffle his hair, and saw Naruto walk past, closely following Natsu from behind. Naruto gave a reassuring thumbs up, he turned around and gave Romeo his trademark grin. Romeo smiled and cried even harder, thank you, Natsu Naichin, Naruto Naichin. Romeo whispered to himself. Ugh, would you come with us? Natsu asked weakly, oh, I thought maybe I could help. Wow, you really do have a case of serious motion sickness. It's just another reason to feel sorry for you. Lucy said sympathetically, what's that supposed to mean? Natsu whimpered, oh nothing. Lucy answered. Naruto chuckled. Come on Naruto. Can that yang seal of yours cure motion sickness? You said it heals and cures anything. Natsu whined, I never tried it on motion sickness, and to be honest, I've only used the yang seal for injuries. Naruto replied, oh come on Natsu. Isn't that far away? We'll be there in no time. Happy reassured. Well, I suppose I could try Fuin Jutsu, maybe I can perform a sealing jutsu that seals away your motion sickness, but not sure if that'll work either. Naruto said, why don't you just try to cure me with the yang seal? Please just hurry. Natsu whimpered. Naruto sighed, okay. Just as he was about to reach out his right hand Lucy asked, hey, what's the yang seal? She asked, it's a seal on Naruto's right hand and it looks like a sun, show her Naruto. Happy said. Oh, here look. Sorry Natsu, wait just a moment. Naruto said, while Natsuon gave another groan. Naruto held up his right palm, revealing the Yang seal that he got from the Sage of Six Paths. Lucy looked in awe, wow. This is the Yang seal, there is also a Yin seal. Naruto said, holding up the left palm, revealing the Yin seal that he received from Sasuke. This is the Yin seal. Naruto said. Wow, and what do these do? Lucy asked again. Well, this Yang seal, first it has the ability to heal anything, even life-threatening injuries or even a life-threatening disease. It can cure and heal anything, and second it allows me to enter Sage of Six Paths mode. Naruto explained, while placing his Yang seal on Natsu. Wow, what about the Yin seal on your left hand? Lucy asked again. The Yin seal allows me to activate the Rinnegan. Naruto answered, so, is it working Natsu? How do you feel? Naruto asked, it's really working. I feel great, take off your palm. Natsu shouted excitedly, immediately jumping up and sitting up. Naruto did as he was told and slowly took his hand away. He looked at Natsu. Well, is it working? He asked. Natsu nodded and smiled. Yeah. So I guess your Yang seal can even cure motion sickness. This is awesome. Thanks Naruto. Natsu said. Naruto chuckled. Wow, do you mind telling me what the Rinnegan is? Lucy asked, still curious about Naruto. It is this, the Rinnegan is the strongest Taijutsu or eye technique, second being the Sharingan and third being the Byakugan. Naruto said, activating his Rinnegan. Wow, well then what is Sage of Six Paths mode then? Lucy asked. Ugh, Lucy, give him a break, stop asking so much questions. Happy said, shut it cat. Lucy shouted. Naruto laughed, it's fine, I mean this happened too whenever I first came to Fairy Tail, so I will gladly do it again. Naruto said. Lucy smiled and leaned in to listen. So Naruto went on, explaining everything about ninja concepts, everything there is to know, and even telling her about the tailed beast sealed inside of him. He told her everything, just like Naruto told the guild when he first joined. When he was finished, he left Lucy stunned. Wow. Was all Lucy could utter from her mouth. Naruto chuckled as Lucy began thinking back when Murahan told her about Natsu and Naruto's past. Lucy was shocked and felt sorry for the both of them. Flashback. Many years ago, Natsu's father left and never came back. Well technically, it wasn't his real father, but the one who raised him, he was actually a dragon. Mira began explaining the hard pasts of the two boys. While Lisana looked down sadly. Natsu was really raised by a dragon. Lucy shouted in disbelief. Mira nodded. When he was a little boy, a dragon found him wandering around the forest. He took him in and taught him all about language, culture and magic, but one day, the dragon disappeared and never returned. Mira said sadly. So, that dragon must have been Igneel. Lucy said, that's right, and Natsu lives for the day where he'll finally see Igneel again. Mira said. Wow, so what about Naruto-kun? Lucy asked. The reason why Naruto Naichin was so upset was because Naruto Naichin never had parents, never felt one's love. Lisana said. Lucy gasped, in fact, Naruto-kun's parents were murdered on the night he was born. Mira added, shocking Lucy even more. Naruto Naichin's parents died protecting him, and they died saving the village. Lisana continued, Naruto Naichin was alone as a child, no father, no mother, no sibling, no grandparent, all alone, and hated by his village. He was called a demon, he was abused, tortured, accused for something he couldn't help. Lisana said. Lucy was shocked to the very core. Naruto-kun has something sealed inside of him, something that caused great physical and mental damage to his village. The villagers didn't see him as him, they saw him as the being that destroyed and killed their loved ones. In my opinion, I think Naruto-kun's childhood is the most painful and sorrowful. Mira said, bringing Lucy to tears. And yet, Naruto-kun never gave up, he forgave his village, he protected it, he cherished it, he gave himself a goal, he made friends he cared about, he fought side by side with them during war. But what's even more saddening was that just as he was about to achieve peace to the ninja world, the goddess-like villain he fought had sent him here to Earthland, losing his home, his friends, and yet Naruto-kun never gave up, he settled in and moved on, made a new life, deciding to use his ninja skills to yet again achieve real peace and justice to our world. I have to say, Naruto-kun is one of a kind. Mira said, smiling sadly. Flashback ends. Wow, and even though he went through all of that suffering, you would think that he would be distant, serious, and cold-hearted, vengeful, but it's the complete opposite. He is so kind, thoughtful, brave, persistent, it makes me fall for him, Lucy thought. She looked over to him. Naruto still had that bright warm smile, although she knew it was a mask to cover up his pain. They finally felt the wagon come to a stopping point. It looks like we're there. Naruto said. Happy said, alright. I'm all fired up. Natsu said, kicking the back doors open. I'm sorry, but this is as far as I can get ya. The wagon driver said, as Natsu danced around in the wagon. The two blondes looked out into the snowy blizzard, with Naruto observing the surroundings. Where the heck are we you two? Lucy shouted frantically. It's a fricking wasteland. Lucy shouted. Why is it so cold? I know it's a snow mountain, but it's summer, there shouldn't be any blizzard anywhere. Lucy shouted, hugging herself, attempting to keep herself warm. That's what you get for wearing light clothing. Natsu said, oh please, you're not dressed for it, now hand over the blanket. Lucy demanded, trying to pull the red blanket Natsu was carrying off. Naruto sighed, she just keeps on talking huh? Natsu said. Naruto sighed again and took off his red sage coat and gently wrapped it around Lucy. She gasped in surprise. Naruto-kun. Lucy mumbled, looking into his blue eyes. Here, you can wear it for now, and Natsu, just give her the blanket. Naruto said. Natsu sighed and took the blanket and threw it to Naruto, who catches it perfectly. Naruto-kun, are you sure? I don't want you to catch a cold. Lucy asked. Naruto smiled, it's fine, just make sure to return it to me, that sage coat is very important to me. He said. Wow, he is such a gentleman. Lucy thought and blushed, okay, thanks Naruto-kun. She said, as she finally began putting the red sage coat on, it was really big on her. It was the perfect size for Naruto since he was muscular and tall, but for Lucy, it was really big. Wow, this sage coat is really big Lucy thought, looking at herself. But it's comfortable, and I can feel the warmth, and I like his ramen flavored smell Lucy smiled. And here, if it's not enough. Naruto said, also wrapping Natsu's red blanket gently around Lucy and smiled. Lucy blushed again and smiled back. He is so nice. And if that's not enough Naruto said and paused. Naruto went over to Lucy, picked her up and slung her gently onto his back and swinging her arms over his shoulders, giving her a warm comfortable piggyback. This should heat her up, I mean my body is always hot thanks to the demon fox and I've never gotten a cold also thanks to the demon fox. Kurama seeing this he laughed, you know kid, you're pretty lucky to have me inside you, tch he smirked, oh shut up furball, before you make the others jealous, haha Naruto responded. HN was the fox's response. Lucy was blushing fiercely, there, warm enough for ya? Naruto asked playfully and smiled. Lucy nodded happily and sunk into Naruto's warm back, her cheek leaning against his left shoulder. Naruto chuckled and continued on, picking his scroll up and swiftly swung the strap of the scroll across his body, all the while still carrying Lucy on his back. My scroll is the perfect thing for Lucy to sit on he thought. Naruto then took his pack and set it to the side, his hand reached behind to his ninja tool pouch, behind on his waist, and he took out a scroll. He carefully crouched down, careful not to let Lucy lean over his head or let her slip. Naruto opened the scroll, he took his pack and placed on the strange writings, preformed hand signs and yelled Fuinjutsu. And the pack disappeared in a smoke. With that, Naruto closed the scroll and threw it back into his pouch. There. Now I don't have to worry about carrying another backpack. Naruto smiled. Lucy returned the smile. Natsu and Happy looked over and sighed, Naruto is way too nice, Lucy should have brought her own blanket and she should be walking on her own. Natsu said, Happy added. Shut up Natsu. Lucy snapped, peering over Naruto's shoulder, Naruto. Put her down. She needs to walk on her own. Natsu demanded. No, please don't Naruto-kun. Your back is so warm and comfy. Lucy begged, purposely sinking in more into Naruto's back. Natsu growled and turned away, lazy girl. He muttered, Happy said. Hey I heard that. Lucy shouted. While Naruto only sheepishly smiled. By the way, where did the backpack go? Lucy asked, I sealed it inside the scroll so I don't have to carry it. Naruto answered, by the way, what kind of crazy job would force Macao to come to a place like this? Lucy inquired. You should have asked that before you came with us, he went to slay a Vulcan, it's a big monster. Natsu said, crossing his arms. Lucy whimpered as the four continued to walk along the mountain edge. Macao. Where are you Natsu shouted, Macao. Happy and Naruto shouted. A giant Vulcan came flying from the sky and came crashing on top of Natsu. Luckily Natsu was able to avoid being crushed, along with Happy, it's a big Vulcan. Happy shouted frantically. Naruto looked over and saw what happened and immediately rushed over to Natsu and Happy. Guys are you okay? Naruto asked. Lucy looked around and upon seeing the giant Vulcan, freaked out, and Naruto-kun. Lucy trembled, pointing over to the Vulcan with fright. Naruto looked over, man, that is a big Vulcan. He said, but immediately frowned, I sense something familiar from him, just in case, I don't think we should fight on the mountain edge, it may be too dangerous, all we have to do is knock him out with a powerful punch, I should let Natsu do it, since I don't want to fight with someone on my back Naruto thought carefully. The Vulcan saw Lucy and was enticed, haha chuckled, I hope you're ready to kick butt Naruto. Natsu said, punching his fists together. Do you bet? Naruto replied, Natsu, can you do something for me? I actually can't fight since I have to carry Lucy, but I know you can do it. Naruto said. Why don't you just put her down? I mean it's not like she is gonna die or anything. Natsu said, oh come on, that wouldn't be nice, I can't just leave a girl vulnerable like that. Naruto said, well Lucy smiled. Fine, what is it you want me to do then Naruto? Natsu asked. Naruto smirked. I want you to hit that Vulcan so hard, you send it through the mountain. He said. I finally get to hit something, no problem. Natsu smirked, lighting his fist with fire and preparing to attack the Vulcan, Fire Dragon. Iron Fist. Natsu shouted, giving the Vulcan his best powerful punch, and like how Naruto had hoped, it sent the Vulcan straight through the wall and into what looks like a ice cavern. When they walked inside, instead of finding a unconscious Vulcan, they find a familiar man, about in his 30s, with blue hair, lying on the icy ground. Everyone except Naruto was shocked. Macao. Natsu shouted, sprinting over to him, I knew it, I knew that Vulcan was him. Naruto said, walking over with Happy following beside them, with Lucy still clinging to Naruto's shoulders. What? You mean to tell me that that perverted monkey was your friend? Lucy shouted in shock. Naruto nodded. Wait, Naruto, you knew? Oh, so that's why you told me to send him through the mountain, cause if we fought him outside, we would have sent him over the edge, possibly killing Macao. You just wanted me to knock him unconscious, isn't that right Naruto? Natsu deduced. Yes. Naruto replied, slowly crouching down, allowing Lucy to get off from his back, while Lucy only pouted in loss. Aw man, but Naruto-kun's back was so warm. So, can you heal him Naruto? Natsu asked looking up at Naruto, who slowly knelt down on his knees. Of course. Naruto replied, reaching out his right palm and putting it on Macao, who laid flat on his back, still knocked out cold. So then, why did Macao turn into that Vulcan? Lucy asked. Vulcans survive by taking over people's bodies, they're evil body snatchers. Happy replied, it looks like he put up a pretty good fight before that Vulcan got to him though. Happy added. Naruto started healing Macao, every bruises, cuts, wounds were all closed and instantly healed by Naruto's Yang Seal. Lucy watched in awe. Wow, amazing. The Yang Seal is healing Macao so fast. And now, it's like nothing even scratched him. Lucy thought in awe. After Macao was healed, he slowly began to open his eyes, finding 3 teens and a familiar blue cat staring him down. Natsu. Happy. And is that you Naruto? Macao asked, a little surprise. Naruto smiled brightly, you sure gave us a worry back there. He said. Wow, most of the times you only do your jobs alone. I'm so pathetic, I defeated 19 of those brutes, but the 20th, that's the one that got me, I'm so angry with myself. I'm embarrassed to go home and face Romeo. Macao said. Don't be like that. Come on man. You beat 19 monsters. Natsu said. Naruto smirked. No way. There was 20 of those monsters and he took on the job all by himself Lucy said. Naruto chuckled. You bet. Natsu extended a helping hand and smiled. Now let's go home. Your little boy has been waiting for you. He said as Macao took Natsu's hand and helped himself up and smirked. They're amazing. I can't even begin to compare with them Lucy said, smiling to herself. Why are you grinning like that? It's creepy. Happy teased ticking Lucy off. I'll show you creepy. Watch your back. She threatened irately. Naruto laughed hard. Alright now you bastards, isn't it time to go home? He said. The 3 looked at Naruto and smiled. Yeah, let's go. They replied. Fairy tale wizards are a joke Romeo. A voice rang in his head. Yeah, everybody knows they're just a bunch of drunken cowards. Another rang as Romeo thought about what those bullies had said. Were they true? Romeo wondered, having a sad look on his face. I'm gonna be a knight when I grow up, not some dumb wizard. Yeah, they're dirty and they smell like booze. Romeo began to sob, rubbing his eyes and wiping his tears away till a happy voice called out, making the young boy look up. Hey Romeo. Natsu's voice called out. As he, Naruto, Lucy, Macao and Happy walked into sight with Macao hanging around Natsu's shoulder and giving his son a sheepish smile. Romeo gasped, tears immediately coming back as he plunged right into Macao's arms. Dad. Romeo shouted. Well the 3 teens looked on and smiled. You came back. I'm so sorry Dad. Romeo apologized. No, I'm sorry for making you worry. Macao said, I can handle it, cause I'm a wizard son. Romeo reassured. As Natsu and Happy walking off, while Naruto and Lucy stayed behind to watch the tearful reunion. Next time those bullies pick on you, here is what I want you to say. Can your old man defeat 19 monsters all by himself? Cause mine can. Macao said, smiling. Romeo grinned widely as the 3 teens began walking off into the sunset. Romeo turned back and yelled, Natsu Naichin. Naruto Naichin. Happy. Thanks for your help. Romeo said. No problem. Natsu said anytime Romeo. Naruto replied, waving off to him Lucy. Thanks for helping them bring my daddy back to me. Romeo shouted again. Lucy continued walking off, but before she walked off into the sunlight, she turned around to Romeo and gave him a smile. July 4th, it was a sunny day, followed by a blizzard, but it ended up sunny again. I'll admit the people in Fairy Tail are crazy, but they're also warm-hearted, nice, and they're fun to be around. I know I'm still a newcomer, but I already know, I love this guild. Lucy thought as the four ran towards the guild's main front doors, where everyone stood waiting for their fellow guild members' return. SNAZZYCAKE 101. Hi guys, as you can see, I kind of changed the plot, but I hope it's not too big of a deal. I really hope you guys enjoyed this chapter and stay tuned for the next chapter. Chapter 7. Chapter 7. Hi. My name is Lucy, a real-life wizard. I live in a beautiful city named Magnolia. It's a magnificent place filled with magic and opportunity. Go right through the center of the town, past the lovely Cardia Cathedral, and you'll find the city's only magical guild Fairy Tale, and I live in cute little house, a real steal at 70,000 jewel a month. Trust me, I love everything about it, from the tub to all the floor space to the amazing closets. Not to mention the adorable fireplace and stove. It's just darling. But what I love most about it is Lucy screamed, leaving her train of thoughts. My bedroom. Lucy screamed, seeing Natsu and Happy sitting on the couch, enjoying food and treating it like it was their own home. Lucy was quite bothered by this. Get the heck out of here, you jerks. Lucy demanded angrily, kicking the two and slamming them into the wall. Naruto was passing by Lucy's apartment when he heard the outburst. He got quite worried. He knew that this was Lucy's apartment and he would always pass by it when heading over to the guild from his own apartment. So he rushed in, opening the front door in a rush. Lucy, are you okay? I heard you yell, and I got a little worried. Is everything okay here? Naruto asked frantically. Lucy saw and blushed. Naruto-kun. She yelped, covering herself up since she was still in a towel. Oh no. Naruto-kun saw me in a towel. Right now, Lucy was 10 shades of red. Naruto noticed and wondered why Lucy was tomato red until he looked down and blushed. Natsu and Happy groaned. Natsu? Happy? What are you two doing here? Do you know this is Lucy's apartment? Naruto said. Well, we heard that Lucy had gotten a new pad and headed over to check it out. Natsu said innocently. Naruto sighed. What are you doing here, Naruto? Happy asked. Well, I was heading over to the guild and I passed by Lucy's place. I heard Lucy yell, I got worried, so I came in to see if she was okay, but it turns out it was just you two, hahaha. Naruto said sheepishly. Oh, Naruto-kun, nice as always, I wouldn't mind him staying over, Lucy thought and giggled. Sorry for barging in, Lucy, I'll be heading over to the guild hall, see ya. Naruto said as he began to head out of the door when he felt delicate hands wrap around his arms and pulling him inside the house. No, it's okay, Naruto-kun, you can stay. I don't mind. Lucy said, blushing. Natsu and Happy noticed. They leaned in and whispered quietly so Lucy and Naruto won't hear. Man, look at her, she obviously has a huge crush on Naruto. Natsu whispered. Happy replied. Naruto hesitated, but he couldn't turn this kind of offer, so he obliged and came in, letting Lucy pull him in. Okay, thanks, Lu-chan. Naruto said, smiling sheepishly again. Lucy blushed at the nickname and the honorific. By the way, why were you two in my apartment? Lucy shouted, turning over to Natsu and Happy. We just came over to check out your new pad. Natsu said innocently. Well, what you call checking out, I call barging in. Lucy shouted. The two whimpered. Naruto sighed, leaning against the wall. And I'm pretty sure the police would call it breaking in and entering. Lucy said. Natsu sighed and went over to Lucy, giving her a sad face. Come on, we were just trying to be friendly. Natsu said again. This is a serious invasion of my privacy. Lucy muttered. Nice place you got here. Happy said, scratching his claws on the wall where Naruto was leaning against. Let's try and keep it that way, alright. Lucy said frantically. Hey, what's all this? Natsu wondered, picking up a pile of papers. Lucy gasped. She went over and kicked him away, snatching the papers away from him. So you just kicked me in the face. Over nothin'. Natsu said, a comical bump forming on his forehead. Yeah, well, maybe I will. Lucy replied. Now would you please just go home? Lucy begged. Oh, but your place is way more exciting. Natsu said, I hate boys. Lucy said. Mama, that hurts my feelings, Lu-chan, you hate me too. Naruto said sadly. Lucy gasped and went over to Naruto, hugging his waist. No. It's not like that. Lucy said. Man, Lucy, you're so mean. Happy said. It's not like that. Lucy protested, hugging Naruto tighter as Naruto looked down in sighs. Look, I just moved and I'm not ready for guests, so how about you two just drink your teas, say thanks and get out, you got that? Lucy said. Talk about cold-hearted. Natsu muttered. Ice cold. Happy added. Watch it, cat. Lucy warned. Naruto was still leaning against the wall, watching the three nonchalantly. Hey, Naruto-kun. Why don't you join us? Can I get you something? Lucy suggested. I'm fine, but thanks, Lu-chan. Naruto said politely. Oh, I know. Why don't you show me, Happy and Naruto, all those weird little key guys that you like to collect? Natsu said, the idea getting him excited, catching Naruto's attention as well. For your information, they're called celestial spirits. Lucy inquired, how many of these celestial spirits have you got contracts with? Happy asked. 6 so far. Not to brag or anything, but I even have different types of them. The silver keys are the ones you can find in the magic shops. I've got Horologium the clock, Crux the Southern Cross, and Lyra the harp, but the gold ones are super rare. There are 12 total, and they open the gates of the zodiac. I've got Taurus the golden bull, Aquarius the water barrier, and Cancer the giant crab. Lucy explained. Oh my god, a crab. Natsu said, drooling, and giant crab legs. Happy said, also drooling. Naruto face palmed. Why do you guys always think about food? Naruto sighed. Hey. Aren't you the fine one to talk? You're the one with the ramen addiction. Natsu snapped back, hey. There is nothing wrong with a ramen addiction. Naruto replied, finally getting off the wall and heading over to the trio, bumping foreheads with Natsu. Yeah, but I've never met anyone who is obsessed with food as these two. Lucy said, you haven't seen Naruto yet. He can eat 5 bowls of ramen. He is a ramen addict. Happy said casually. Shut the hell up, Happy. Naruto snapped. Happy held his paws up in defeat. That reminds me, I need to make a contract with the key I bought in Harjan. Lucy said. I don't suppose you'd be interested in seeing our celestial wizard makes a contract with a celestial spirit. Lucy said. Natsu and Happy gasped. I hope it's not something bloody. Happy whispered, well, it sounds like a pain in the butt to me. Natsu whispered. I can hear you, so leave my butt out of this. Lucy said. Naruto walked over and punched Natsu and Happy on their heads, making them shut up. Hey, what was that for, Naruto? Natsu shouted. Lucy giggled. Naruto smiled at Lucy, sure. We would love to see you make a contract with a celestial spirit. He assured. Okay then. Watch closely. Lucy said, pulling out the silver key. I call upon thee. In the world of the celestial spirits, I beckon you to my side at once. Pass through the gate. Lucy commanded. A bright light shone, open. Gate of the Canis Minor. Nakora. She chanted, the sound of a doorbell ringing, as a magic circle formed and a little white creature that looked somewhat like a snowman with a carrot-like nose appeared. Natsu and Happy looked on shocked, nice try. They said, shut up. I meant to do that. Lucy shouted. And Nakora trembled nervously. Naruto was obviously enticed by its cuteness. It's so cute. He said, huh. You think it's cute? Natsu said, shocked. I know, right? Lucy said, picking him up and cuddling him. You think so? Natsu muttered, it doesn't take much to summon these guys, so a lot of celestial wizards actually keep them as pets. Lucy said, while Naruto still looked at the adorable thing. You know, this whole pet thing doesn't sit well with me, Happy whispered, not with a master like Looney here. Natsu whispered, my name is Lucy and I can still hear you. Lucy said irately. Naruto sighed and walked over, decking them on the heads again. Ah. Naruto. Stop doing that to us. Natsu demanded. Go on, Lucy. Sorry about them. They can so insensitive sometime. Naruto smiled sheepishly again. Lucy giggled again. Naruto-kun sure knows how to discipline them, she thought. Well, let's start working on our contract. Are you free Mondays? Lucy asked, holding out a small notepad while Naruto leaned in to observe the contract being made. The Nakora shook his head. Tuesdays. Lucy tried again, this time the Nakora nodded while Natsu and Happy stared. Man, this is boring. Natsu muttered. Naruto heard and shot Natsu a glare, causing Natsu to shut up. Great. Well. The just about does it. Lucy said as the Nakora jumped up in excitement. That was pretty easy. Happy said, perched on Natsu's shoulder, standing by Naruto. Yep. Natsu agreed. It may seem silly to you, but it's really important, you see, a celestial wizard's contract relies on the promise that's made on the wizard and the spirit, which is why I make it a point to always keep my promises. Got it. Lucy said. Oh yeah. Natsu replied. Naruto smiled. You know, Lucy. Naruto started, catching his fellow blonde's attention. She looked over to him. My ninja way. Naruto continued. Lucy shook her head. My ninja way is to never go back on my word. I always keep my promises. I'll never give up because that's my ninja way. Naruto said, smiling nostalgically. Lucy smiled back. Great. I just need to come up with a name. Lucy said, isn't it Nakora? Happy asked, no, that's the species. Oh, I know. Lucy said. The three looked back in confusion. Come here, Plu. Lucy said, holding her arms out. Plu, huh? Natsu and Happy said, unsure. I think that's a great name, Lu-chan. Naruto said, smiling. I know. It's the cutest name ever. Right, Plu? Lucy said, hugging onto Plu. Are you sure he's cool with that? Natsu asked, why wouldn't he be? Lucy inquired, so even though Sai says a little dog, he doesn't bark? That's kind of weird. Happy said. Well, I don't hear you meowing over there, buddy. Lucy said, you know, now that I think about it, Naruto has whiskers like a dog or a cat too. Happy said, flying over to Naruto and gently tugging on Naruto's whiskers. Oh yeah. And with that wild hair of yours, you kind of look like a fox. Natsu said, observing Naruto's whiskers. Naruto chuckled. Funny, cause I remember still having a oversized red fox and a oversized blue jaguar sealed inside of me, haha Naruto thought, entering his mindscape where the tailed beasts resided within him. Madatabi and Kurama chuckled, what kid, you got a problem? Kurama asked. Naruto held his hands up in defense. Hey, I never meant it that way Naruto said. Madatabi and the over-tailed beasts laughed as Naruto got out of the mindscape, returning to reality. What's he doing? Lucy said as Plu danced around. Oh man. You're right about that Plu. Natsu said, giving the little white dog a thumbs up. You can understand him Lucy and Naruto shouted in disbelief. Natsu looked to Lucy, eyeing her good, before staring at Naruto, not knowing that he was a little too close. Naruto backed away, pushing Natsu away from him. What is your deal? Naruto asked. Alright then it's settled, you three are gonna be part of the team. Natsu said, the team. Happy chirped. Your team? Lucy said curiously. Happy said. Yep, even though everybody in TH Guild is allied to one another, some members that along really well together get together and form teams within the guild. Naruto explained. That way, one job that would be hard to get done by one person, get done by a team. Happy said, team. What do you think guys? Naruto asked once again, entering his mindscape. Up to you kid Kurama said, before Naruto got out of the mindscape once again. Awesome. Let's do it. Lucy said. Natsu smirked, what do you think Naruto? I know you have been taking on solo missions only, but how about joining a team? Natsu suggested. Naruto gave it a careful thought before smirking. Sure. A team. Naruto said as the three teens made a unique handshake. Cool. So you guys will work with us? Natsu asked. Naruto nodded while smirking. Yep. You have my word. Lucy said. Okay team. Then let's get to work. Natsu said, holding up a job request and showing it to Naruto and Lucy. I've got our first job happening right here. Natsu said, dangling the job request in front of the two blondes' faces. Cool. Awesome. Naruto said. Lucy squealed. It's all happening so fast. She squealed, it's so cool. I'm actually on the same team as the famous salamander and the famous fairy tale ninja. She thought, snatching the job request, while Natsu turned around with a playfully evil grin on his face. Let me see what you got there. She said. Naruto was really excited, he hadn't been on a team since Team Kakashi, but it quickly went away as he read through the job request. So it's in Shiratsum huh? No way. 200,000 jewel just to take a book from some rich guy named Duke Everlu she said as she read on. But Naruto had a nervous look on his face. Oh Lu-chan. Naruto said as he tried warning his fellow blonde but failed as Lucy was way too excited to pay attention to anything. Naruto gulped hard. Oh boy he thought. Kurama and all the other tailed beast inside of him burst into laughter. Oh man. Poor girl. He teased while Naruto looked on. Should be a piece of cake right Natsu said, grinning. Please note, Everlu is a dirty old man who is currently looking for maids with blonde hair, Lucy read in disbelief. Naruto sighed and looked over to Natsu and Happy and looked back at Lucy, who was shocked. We know a blonde hair girl, in fact we know a blonde hair guy as well. Natsu said. Yep. And I bet we can find her a maid's uniform. Happy said. Naruto sighed. Poor Lucy. He said, walking her and putting a sympathetic hand on her shoulders. Why you sneaky little, that's not fair. Lucy shouted before barring her face into Naruto's jacket-covered chest and sobbed comically. Naruto sighed. I guess I can help her out with the sexy jutsu, but I don't know Naruto thought. It's a good thing celestial wizards never go back on their word, cause now, you're stuck with us. Natsu teased, but you tricked me. Lucy shouted, lifting her face from Naruto's chest. Oh lighten up will ya? Now try getting into character and address Happy here as your master. Natsu said. No way. Aw darn. Did somebody take that book-stealing gig? Levi, a petite like Lysanda girl with blue hair wondered disappointingly. That one paid 200,000. Levi added, sorry, I guess Natsu, Naruto-kun and Lucy got to it first. Mira said. Levi sighed, I really could have used that money. Don't despair, it's probably for the best Levi, it's changed. Makarov said, what do you mean? Levi asked. I was just contacted by the client concerning that job. Makarov continued, oh did they cancel it? Mira asked. No, quite the opposite, in fact it's been increased, it's now 2 million. Makarov finished. 2 million jewels Levi shouted in shock, they'd pay that much for some stupid book. Droy said, that's almost like fighting monsters kind of pay. Jet said. Did they give any reason why? Mira asked, it sounds like this job just got interesting. Gray smirked, Gray. Nice skippies. Mira teased, Gray screamed as he realized his only clothes was boxers. Are you enjoying your carriage ride today master? Anything I can get for you? Lucy asked in tune. I could really use a barf bag right about now. Natsu groaned. Naruto. Yang seal. Please. Natsu begged, looking up at the whiskered man. Naruto looked down nonchalantly. Nah, punishment for tricking Lucy. Naruto said. Natsu groaned in loss. Haha. Serves you right, you bastard. Lucy teased. I'm the master, so I should be the one giving the orders. Happy demanded. Shut up, you stupid feline. Lucy shouted. Naruto burst into laughter. Lucy looked over and smiled sheepishly, feeling another blush forming on her cheeks. Why are you blushing, Lucy? Happy asked mischievously. No reason. Lucy panicked. Oh, Natsu. Lucy called out, catching Naruto's attention. Yeah, what's up? Natsu groaned. I was just wondering why you picked me to join your team. Lucy asked. Because, you seem like a nice person. Natsu replied weakly. Naruto smiled. Whoa. Did I just get a compliment from this guy? Lucy thought, but you're just so weird. Natsu inquired. The fire eater and the flying cat thinks I'm weird, Lucy thought angrily, until Naruto put his hand on top of Lucy's shoulder again and laughed. Don't listen to him, Lu-chan, you're perfectly normal. Naruto reassured before giggling. Lucy looked at him and smiled, while also slightly blushing. Why am I always blushing around him? Lucy wondered. Anyway, I'm totally stoked about my first real job, I know I'm gonna rock it. Lucy said, really? I thought you were upset about it. Happy thought. Yeah, when you found out, you couldn't stop bullying into my jacket, Thaha. Naruto chuckled, causing Lucy to blush even harder. Yeah, I was mad at first, but if this perv likes pretty girls then I'm perfect for the job, right? Lucy said, oh totally, Lu-chan. You're beautiful. Naruto complimented. Lucy blushed again. Yeah, but all you humans kind of look alike to me. Happy said, causing Lucy to look at the blue furball irately. I think it's time we work out our pay sale, since I'm doing all of the work, I think we should split the reward 80, 10, 10 and 10. Lucy said. You only want 10%? Happy asked. I'm the 80. Lucy shouted. Naruto only simply laughed. Man. I don't think even I was like this back then. Naruto thought. That's the last time I'm riding one of those. Natsu said, you say that every time. Happy replied, you know, this would have worked out if you used your Yang seal on me, Naruto. Natsu whined. Naruto only gave the Dragon Slayer a whack in the back of the head. Hey. Natsu yelled angrily, rubbing the back of his head. Well, you shouldn't have tricked Lu-chan, just think of it as punishment, don't ever do it again. Naruto replied nonchalantly. Ugh, man, I'm starving. Natsu grumbled, can't you just eat your own fire? Lucy asked, oh yeah, that's a great idea, why don't you just eat Plua your cow while we're at it? Natsu replied. Causing Lucy to look at Natsu in disbelief, why would I do something like that? She shouted, it's kind of the same thing. Natsu replied. You know, I'm pretty hungry too, I would like some ramen. Naruto said, clutching his stomach in hunger, oh Naruto-kun. Always thinking about ramen. Lucy said, wrapping her arms and hugging Naruto's muscular but not buff arms. Naruto smiled, so, let me get this straight, you can eat fire, but just not your own. That's kind of lame. Lucy said, as the three teens walked through town, finally coming across a restaurant. Whoa. Let's stop and get a bite. Natsu said, nah, I'm alright, but you three enjoy. Lucy said, walking off, leaving the boys on their own. Hey Lu-chan. You sure you'll be fine on your own? Naruto yelled. Lucy gave a reassuring wave as she walked out of sight. Naruto sighed. What is it with her? We should be eating together as a team. Natsu said with his arms crossed and Happy perched on Naruto's scroll. Oh well. Happy said, just leave her be, come on, I'm hungry. I could eat 5 bowls of ramen right now. Naruto said, walking into the restaurant. TCH, of course you could, you ramen addict. Natsu grumbled lowly. Be sure you save the fat and stuff for Lucy. Natsu mumbled through his food as Naruto was on his 4th bowl of ramen and Happy eating raw fish. She looks like she likes the fat parts. Happy said, stuffing sushi into his mouth, hold it right there, cat, what the heck is that supposed to mean? Lucy said, walking in on the feast in an actual maid outfit. Hey. Natsu and Naruto called out, but upon looking at the buxom blonde gasped Lucy. Natsu yelled, "Ow Lu-chan," Naruto shouted. She actually did it. I would have thought she would know that Natsu and Happy were kidding, but she actually did it. Naruto thought in surprise. Don't be shy boys, I know I look super cute in this uniform. Lucy said, holding an index finger to her lips. Natsu and Happy's jaws went drop to the ground, food crumbles falling out, while Naruto sips his noodles down hard, almost choking on it. Have you had enough food, master? Or shall I bring you some more? Your wish is my command. Lucy said seductively. Natsu and Happy leaned in to have their private but not really conversations. What do we do? We were joking about the costume, but she took it seriously. Happy whispered to the two teens. I guess we're just gonna have to go along with it. Don't say anything, okay? Natsu whispered, I can hear you. Lucy said. Naruto grabbed Natsu and Happy and tucked them under his arms, smacking them on the heads. Hey. Naruto. Stop it. Let go. Natsu demanded, sorry about that, Lu-chan. We meant all of it. Naruto said sheepishly. Lucy sighed. My name is KB Melon, pleased to meet you. KB introduced, he said Melon. Happy said, drooling. Oh man, you have a tasty name. Natsu added, drooling as well, only to get smacked on the head again by Naruto. Quit being rude, guys. Lucy said, sorry about that, KB Jiji, go on please. Naruto said, smiling sheepishly. KB chuckled, don't worry, I get that a lot. He assured. Why does his name sound familiar? Lucy wondered. Well, first thing is first, allow me to tell you about the job. KB said, his hands intertwined and his chin resting on it, with his elbows resting on his thighs. Go on. Happy encouraged, exciting Naruto and Natsu. It's pretty straightforward really, Duke Everlu has a book called Daybreak in his possession, I would like you to burn it for me. KB said. No prob, I'll burn the whole place down if you want. Natsu said, lighting a finger on fire. He likes fire. Happy inquired, me and Naruto-kun aren't going to jail for arson because of the two of you. Lucy said. Naruto sighed. May I ask Jiji, why do you want this book burned? Naruto asked, for 200,000 jewels, who the heck cares? Natsu said, crossing his arms. The reward has been raised to 2 million. KB noted, causing the three teens and Cat to look shocked. 2 million, they all shouted, I'm sorry, I thought you were aware the amount has changed. KB said. 2 million split 4 ways. Wow. I can't do the math but that's a lot. Natsu shouted, wait I know. I get 1 million, you get million, Naruto and Lucy get the rest. Happy said. That sure sounds fair to me. Natsu said, but that leaves me and Naruto-kun with nothing. Lucy shouted, Naruto chuckled. Would you raise the reward? Lucy asked, well, because it means that much to me, that book must be destroyed, no matter the cost. KB said, Natsu's face lit on fire, causing Lucy to duck behind Naruto in fear. Naruto sighed. Oh yeah. I'm fired up now. Let's do this, Lucy. Whiskers. Natsu yelled, grabbing both blonde's hands and running out the door. Hey. What did you just call me, Pinky? Naruto yelled as he was being dragged. Natsu giggled. Happy chirped, hey but wait a sec. Lucy shouted. Daybreak, it must be burned, it cannot be allowed to exist any longer. KB said, his eyes closed in sadness. Excuse me. I heard you had an opening for a maid position. Hello. Lucy shouted into the front gates. Get the attention of some perverted old man, burn some book, and get 2 million jewels, this'll be sweet, Lucy smirked, while the two boys and Cat watched and observed from behind a nearby tree. You can do this, Lu-chan. Naruto cheered, don't screw up, okay? Natsu added, break a leg. Happy finished. The ground suddenly began to crack as a giant fat pink-haired, gorilla-looking maid ejected from the ground and landed, causing Lucy to jump in fear. So you're a maid? She asked, why yeah. Lucy replied fearfully, I assume you're here cause you saw the ad the master placed in the paper. The gorilla assumed. Another man, with a unique mustache ejected and came landing, did someone just say master? He said, this was Duke Everlu. More like monster. Lucy thought, let's see here. Everlu said, touching his chin with his fingers, well I sure hope you like what you see. Lucy said. Everlu gave the buxom blonde a good look, he is so creepy. Stay strong, Lucy. I'll pass, now scram ugly. Everlu said, much to Lucy's shock and dismay. You heard the man, get going ugly. The gorilla said, picking Lucy up. Sorry, but a man my standings has certain standards to uphold. Everlu said, as 4 other maids ejected from the ground and landed. That's why I hire the fairest of the fair. Everlu finished. Lucy gawked. Aw, you're the best, master. Maid 1 said, I've never met such a kind-hearted man. Maid 2 added, I think you're the sweetest guy alive. Maid 3 continued, why don't you run along home, ugly? Maid 4 said, only shocking Lucy furthermore. Lucy sat against a tree, weeping comically. Naruto patted sympathetically on Lucy's back, comforting her. Just couldn't do it, huh? Natsu said disappointingly. I'm surprised she didn't just deck him, if it was Sakura-chan, she would have pounded that bastard into next week, Naruto thought. I tried. But that idiot wouldn't know beauty if it bit him in the behind. Lucy shouted, tears squirting out of her eyes. Don't listen to that bastard, Lu-chan, you're absolutely beautiful. Naruto assured. Lucy looked up at him and smiled sadly. Wah. This stinks. Lucy said, falling into Naruto's chest once again. Naruto sighed, deciding to let her cry on his precious jacket as she gripped his red sage coat. Okay, I guess we'll have to resort to old plan T. Natsu said, slamming his hands together, yeah. That big fat jerk is gonna pay for this. Lucy said, holding out a fist. Naruto smirked. But wait a sec, what's plan T? Lucy asked, take them head on. Happy answered, that's not a plan. Lucy shouted. So, it seems we have another group of wizards at our dorm, and these are from Fairy Tale, that familiar red coat, the scroll, headband, there is no doubt about it, it seems like the Fairy Tale ninja has joined in as well. Everlu said evilly. Alright, I guess he'll just have to melt the glass. Natsu said, preparing to melt the door. But Naruto held out an arm, stopping Natsu. What the heck, Whiskers? Natsu said, let me, please. Naruto said. Natsu nodded. Okay. Naruto reached over to his back ninja tool pouch and pulled out a senbon. What is that, Naruto-kun? Lucy asked, looking down. It's a senbon, normally, you use it for medical use and acupuncture, but it's also great for picking locks. Naruto answered, cool. Natsu said in awe. But this isn't really taking them by storm, you know, I think we should have just busted right through the front door. Natsu complained as Naruto slowly began picking the door. What did I tell you before? Naruto-kun and I aren't going to jail because of you. Lucy said. Yeah, but I thought you were out to get revenge on this guy. Natsu said. Oh, I'll get my revenge, not only am I gonna bun his book, but I'm gonna use his toothbrush to clean the toilet. Lucy said, giving Natsu and Happy a thumbs up, laughing evilly. That is totally gross. Natsu said, totally. Happy said. How long are you guys gonna stand here? The door has been unlocked ages ago. Naruto said. Oh. The three simply said. Whoa, was this some kid of weird storeroom? Lucy wondered, strolling around the room, clinging on to Naruto, until Happy came out of nowhere, wearing a mask and screamed, boo. Lucy screamed, immediately gripping Naruto's arm tighter and threw him in front of her, hiding behind his back and panting heavily. Naruto sighed. Check me out. Happy said, you're looking fierce, Happy. Natsu said. So the three teens and Cat began searching every single room, hoping to either find the book or a library where the book could possibly be. Are we gonna have to search every room in this whole stinkin' place? Natsu asked, as the four sneaked around. Well yeah. Lucy replied, I think we should take a hostage and force them to tell us where the book is. Natsu suggested, and Naruto mumbled. Happy said. Kind of the whole idea here is not to be seen, you dummy. Lucy said. Gotta be stealthy, like a ninja. Lucy said, catching Naruto's attention. Natsu and Happy looked at Lucy and smirked, like a real ninja. Natsu dreamed, while slowly annoying the living daylights out of Naruto. But the three others didn't notice Hover. What's going on inside head of yours? Lucy wondered, as the four ugly maids shot out of the ground. Intruder alert, Virgo. They said. Let's crush 'em, girls. Virgo said, wah. Happy shouted, attempting to scare off the maids, with it apparently working. It's a monster. They yelped. Natsu hit the maids with a fiery fist, ninja power. Natsu yelled, further annoying Naruto. Flying Virgo attack. Virgo shouted, flying up and coming back down, smashing Natsu. Oh no. Happy and Lucy shouted. Hey, you can take off that mask now. Lucy said. Natsu effortlessly pushed the gorilla off of him, a red magic circle appearing and giving him a ninja-like fiery kick, shouting like a ninja, even further annoying Naruto. Lucy and Happy haven't noticed yet though. Natsu had his scarf wrapped around a face like ninja, forming the most ridiculous tiger hand sign Naruto has ever seen. We must not let ourselves be discovered, we are ninja. Natsu said, ninja. Happy added, ninja are supposed to be quiet guys. Lucy said. Lucy looked over to a very irate Naruto. Natsu, Happy, you better stop that, I think you are annoying the living daylights out of Naruto. Lucy warned. Natsu and Happy looked over and immediately stopped. Oh, oops, I guess we kind of forgot that a ninja was in the room, Natsu apologized sheepishly, scratching the back of his head. Happy said. Lucy went over and hugged Naruto's arm. Sorry about Naruto-kun. Lucy apologized sheepishly. Naruto sighed. You know, that is the worst tiger hand sign I have ever seen in my whole life as a ninja, not even the worst genin could mess that up. Naruto whimpered. Natsu continued to scratch the back of his head, along with Happy. Natsu still had his scarf wrapped around his face. What is a genin? Natsu asked. Lucy and Happy listened in. It's the starting level of a ninja. Whenever you graduate from the ninja academy, you only get genin level. In order to level up, you take the chunin exams, and finally jonins are the highest level, excluding the Hokage, sages, and the Anbu Black Ops. Naruto explained. What are Anbu Black Ops? Lucy asked. Basically police that work under the Hokage, the leader of the village. Naruto explained more. Wow, so cool. Natsu and Lucy said in unison. Happy agreed. Naruto chuckled. The teens and Cat opened a door, finally finding a library where the destined book could be at. Wow, there are many books in this library. Natsu said, still holding a tiger sign, much to Naruto's annoyance. Happy followed Natsu's action. There are indeed. Happy said, wow. Who would have thought that Everlu is a major bookworm? Lucy said, as Naruto looked everywhere for the book. Well, we better start looking. Naruto said, still irritated by Natsu and Happy's bad imitation of a ninja. Yeah. Let's start looking. Natsu cheered. Aye sir. Happy chirped. You know Naruto-kun, you say you're a ninja, but you certainly don't look like one or dress like one. Lucy said. Naruto chuckled. Yeah, how come you don't have your face covered up like most traditional ninja? Natsu added. Well, I don't see you wizards dressed in robes and a hat with a wand, do I? Naruto pointed out. True. Lucy replied as her finger went through every book, reading the spine of each books. Lucy grunted in frustration. How are we ever gonna find one stupid book in this place? She whined. Hey Whiskers. Natsu called out, what's up Pinky? Naruto responded. Do you think your Rinnegan can help us find this book? Natsu asked. I don't know, scouting and looking would be for the Byakugan. Naruto said. Natsu grunted. Ooh. This one has a lot of pictures. Natsu said, this is about fish. Happy said, well Naruto deadpans at Happy's love for fish. You really like fish don't you Happy? Naruto said, and you really like ramen Naruto. Happy replied. Naruto chuckled. Natsu held a yellow book up to show his teammates, coincidentally or possibly not, the title read, Daybreak. Check out this one, it's sparkly. Natsu said, while Happy jumps up and down excitedly. Hey, would you get serious and start looking for the book we need? Lucy said. Naruto sighed before realization hit him hard. Wait. That is the book we need. It says Daybreak on it. Naruto said. Lucy gasped, realization also hitting her. Oh yeah. It's Daybreak. Lucy shouted. Have we been here that long? Happy said, we found it. The blondes exclaimed. Natsu found it. Happy said. I did. Natsu said in disbelief. 2,000,000 jewel, here we come. Lucy squealed. Great Natsu, now burn it. Naruto said, I know Whiskers, you don't have to remind me. Natsu said, lighting his fists on fire. That was so easy. Happy chirped. Wait, hold on a sec, I didn't realize this book was written by Kemu's alien. Lucy said, snatching the book from Natsu's hands. Zala what? Natsu and Naruto said confused. Zalian was a great wizard and an amazing novelist. I'm such a big fan. I'm totally positive that I read single sentence he's ever written, but this must an unpublished novel. Lucy squealed, hugging the book tightly. Yeah, who cares, it all burns the same to me. Natsu said, lighting his finger on fire. Don't you touch it, this is a great work of literature. You better stay away from it, Pyro. Lucy warned. Naruto sighed, but Lu-chan, the mission was to burn the book. Naruto whined, yeah, what about our mission? Happy said. Just forget about the stupid mission. Lucy demanded, we have no choice Lu-chan. Naruto said in frustration, yes, failure is not an option. Happy said, as the Natsu and Happy walked closer, with Naruto standing behind them with his hands inside his pockets. Come on you guys. Let's just say we burned it. Please Naruto-kun. I'll keep it a secret, I swear. Lucy begged, I'm not a liar, and I bet Naruto-kun and Happy aren't either. Natsu said. Naruto nodded his head. Aye. Happy agreed. Well, what do we have here? A dark evil voice bellowed as Everlu ejected from the ground again. So you thieves are looking to steal Daybreak from me, are you? Everlu bellowed again. You see slowpoke. This is all your fault. Natsu blamed. Sorry about that. Lucy apologized sheepishly. Naruto sighed and turned around to face the fat man. Don't you think it'd be way easier just to come in through the front door? Happy inquired. I knew you lowlife wizards were here to take something of mine, I never would have guessed it was that stupid book. Everlu said. Naruto scowled. Stupid. He and Natsu grumbled suspiciously. This book must be really important if the client is willing to pay so much to destroy it, Lucy thought, her face turning into a mid-scowl. So I don't understand, why would Everlu say that about it? Lucy wondered. Naruto narrowed his eyes. Eyeing the man carefully. This works out great. If it's so stupid then I guess it's fine if I keep it. Lucy said hopefully. It's mine, so get your hands off. Everlu said. Greedy gut. Lucy said, shut your trap ugly. Everlu shot back, hitting Lucy hard as she fell into Naruto's arms, who caught her and sighed. Would you hand over that book and let me get this over with? Natsu said, come on Lu-chan. Naruto said. No way, I'm not giving it to you. Lucy whined. Naruto sighed. Lucy. This is our job. Natsu shouted. Well, at least let me read it first. Lucy said, sitting down, opening the book and beginning to read it. Read it now, everyone including Everlu exclaimed in disbelief. I've had enough. How dare you put your filthy hands on my possessions, now come forth vanished brothers. Everlu commanded. The bookshelves opened up as two wizards stand in the doorway as Natsu and Naruto looked over to them. Naruto narrowed his eyes. You called upon us, sir? The one on the left said. He had a bald head with writings over his face, he also had a sword attached to his back. Can you really believe that these punks are from the Fairy Tale Guild? Talk about a bunch of runts. The one on the right said. That sign means he's from the Southern Wolves. It's a mercenary guild. Happy informed, Naruto narrowed his eyes even further. So you got bodyguards do ya? Natsu assumed, slamming his fists together. Oh wow. Lucy gasped, oh yo, the southern wolves are always ready for fresh game, say your prayers thieves. Everlu warned. Hey, try and hold them off for a while, I'm not sure, but I think this book holds some kind of secret. Lucy said, right. Natsu and Naruto replied. A secret, it must have slipped by me somehow, it could be a treasure map or something Everlu thought, I'm going after the girl, make sure Whiskers and Pinky doesn't leave here in one piece. Everlu commanded. Yes sir. The brothers replied. Happy. Go on and help Lucy, Naruto, you too. Natsu said. Are you sure you don't need me and Whiskers here? Happy asked. Naruto looked at Natsu, no, thanks, but I'll be just fine. Natsu said confidently, cracking his arm. Naruto smirked, looked to Happy nodded, and they both ran off. Whoa, you sure talk big for a ga. The brother on the right stopped before he could finish his sentence, as Naruto gave him a full-force frontal kick, sending him flying towards the wall, as his back made impact, knocking him out. Brother. The other brother exclaimed. They're Pinky. One down. That one's for you. Naruto said, waving off as he and Happy ran off to help Lucy. Thanks Whiskers. Natsu said, you'll pay. The bald-headed brother shouted, attempting to chase after Naruto and Happy, but was stopped by the pink-haired dragon slayer as Natsu pulled him back from the shirt. Where do you think you're going? Natsu smirked and threw the brother over to his other side. The brother grunted in pain. Ugh, so, you're a fire wizard? He asked. Yeah, how did you know? Natsu asked, we saw the fire whenever you were fighting Virgo. The brother answered. So then I guess you know what happens when you play with fire. Natsu smirked again as he lit himself on fire, you get burned. Natsu shouted as he charged towards the brother, seemingly punching him with a fiery fist. However, his punch was countered when the brother held up his pan, blocking and preventing Natsu's punch from hitting him, his back turned, facing Natsu. I'm sorry kid, but fighting fire wizards is something we do well. The brother proclaimed, throwing Natsu off of his pan, turning himself to face the dragon slayer. Very well. He added. The brother appeared right in front of Natsu, hitting him away with his pan, sending Natsu flying towards a wall, as Natsu held his arms crossed over his chest, attempting to block the attack. Natsu was sent through the wall, over stair rails and onto a Everlu statue. Fairy tale wizards may be a big-time guild, but you pathetic wizards are no match for us mercenaries. The brother claimed. Natsu smirked, if that's your best then you're dead wrong. Natsu rebuked, do you happen to know a wizard's greatness, weaknesses? The brother asked. Natsu gasped, are you talking about motion sickness he exclaimed, I think that may be more of a personal problem. The brother said. Their weakness is, their bodies. The brother answered, jumping up high into the air and slammed his pan into the platform Natsu was standing on, trying to hit Natsu with it, but Natsu evaded the attack. Since wizards have to focus so intensely on their mental abilities, they have yet to train their bodies, which makes them physically weak. The brother explained. As both fighters landed on the floor, facing each other. On the other hand, we focus on our physical abilities. The brother continued. So I have more power and speed than you. The brother finished. Natsu looked at him nonchalantly. Oh, I am so scared, now, stop your blabbing and let's dance. Natsu said, motioning his fingers for the brother to attack. Lucy is using her wind reader glasses, they allow the user to read at mind-boggling speeds. That's amazing. I knew this book held some kind of secret. Lucy said in awe. But a crack in the wall behind her begins cracking as Everlu came in through the wall, snatching Lucy's arms from behind, causing her to drop the book and her glasses. Well then, please share. Secrets don't make friends you know. Everlu demanded. Lucy looked behind to him in disgust. No way. A man like you doesn't deserve to know what it is. You're an enemy of literature. Lucy shouted as Everlu chuckled evilly. Look towards the heaven. And strike from the earth. The brother chanted as he appeared in front of Natsu and smacked him with his pan, sending Natsu flying as he landed back on the ground. Look towards earth. And we strike from the heavens. The brother chanted again, appearing from behind the dragon slayer and delivering a powerful kick to the back, sending Natsu crashing to the ground. You have witnessed my power, the heaven and earth annihilation technique, it's a force that very few are able to survive. The brother said. Natsu got up and looked at them, still nonchalantly. Guess I'm one of the few, sorry buddy. Natsu apologized. No way. The brother exclaimed in disbelief. Natsu bumped his fists together, creating a magic circle, as he held his hand to his mouth with a small opening. Now, I'm gonna blow you away. Fire dragon roar. Natsu shouted, fire shooting out of his mouth and through the hole created by his hands. Fire magic, I've got it. The brother said confidently, as he held his pan out, deflecting the attack. You see my frying pan absorbs your flames and doubles the attack, right back at ya. the brother said, holding the pan out and firing the Natsu's attack right at him. But Natsu stood there unfazed as the attack hit him. "Goodbye, kid," the brother said, but when the blast went away, instead of seeing a fried Natsu, he sees him literally devouring the fire. The brother screamed in fear. "No." Natsu grunted, "Oh yeah. Now I got some fire in my belly," Natsu said, bumping his fists together again, creating the magic circle. "Let me show you something, fire dragon. Wing attack," Natsu shouted, throwing his arms over himself, along with a dense amount of fire, and causing the mansion to blow up and was reduced to ashes. Natsu looked back, "Uh-oh, did I overdo it again? What if Rinnegan Naruto in Fairy Tail?" Thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video and see you guys in the next video.